I did fix my Wi-Fi.
Yay! Congratulations.
The goal was 2 weeks late, but I did fix it.
What did you do? How did you fix it?
So I don't know why. Okay, so my house, we have the router and then the router extender. My computer refuses to connect to the extender, which is stronger.
Oh, I see.
So it connects to the one that's furthest away that is much weaker. And so I had to change, what is it? It's the setting in Twitch where instead of doing like auto recommends, I actually picked the closest city near me. And then I switched from like public Wi-Fi to private Wi-Fi, and then like a couple of other things to like to see what's going on. So far it's working, but it's so weird that it just suddenly started acting up.
Nice save.
I don't know why. I was just getting so fed up because I don't know if you saw my last tweet, but I got to 180,000 drop frame rates.
By the way, Moon says in the chat that he can hear us.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can hear us.
Yes. Good morning, Moon.
Hello everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've done a morning one. I'm hoping to do morning streams again soon. That is the hope. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to this one. Good morning, everyone. Oh, of course, as soon as I switch to the screen, an ad pops up.
Yay! I tell these 3 minutes in ads are the worst.
Y'all sound a tad bit tired.
Oh yeah,
so,
we all just woke up.
We all just woke up.
Like an hour ago.
I woke up about an hour and a half ago.
I got coffee. I got snacks.
Super tempted to be like, I could sleep for an extra half hour. I was like, no.
It's always that dangerous. 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes.
Yeah. You gotta get up like a panther. Get up like a tiger from the bed. Go round and jump.
I like looked at my phone.
Nice.
8 a.m.
Morning
so
show.
7 a.m. for me. It's early.
It is 8 for me too, Mood. So I guess we're both EST.
EST gang, woo!
It's always so hard to get people in EST or CST because it's early. The hardest is PST because it's 4 a.m. for them right now.
I'm so happy we're doing
5 a.m.
evening shows. Finally invite all the American friends.
Yes. With the offset of my schedule does not work this week with an afternoon show, hence we're doing an
this
early
week
show.
Is a special, but I believe next week we're going back to the evening shows on Wednesday, right?
Yes, at 1 p.m. CST.
I also believe that 1 p.m. CST is 9 p.m. for me, so it should be okay. Yeah, so from next week it's gonna be on Wednesdays evening, which is good because my semester is gonna have some Thursday studies as well.
Do you start school again soon?
Yeah, October. Well, not that soon. It's like
October.
In a month. It's gonna be my last semester in university.
I'm going into my last year of school. But I start next Monday.
Oh.
I start Monday.
Ooh, so soon. My last year.
My last year.
Graduate.
And then when I graduate, and then I'll figure out what to do with my life afterwards.
7 p.m. Hey, so we got an evening watcher.
We have an evening.
Hello.
Yes. Thank you. I am hoping to survive my last year. My first 2 years actually basically killed me. I think I cried the most my first year. And then I died the most. Oh, because I almost got kicked out of school.
Oh my god. How's that?
I got bad grades. Yeah. I'm still here and I'm about to graduate. That's all that matters.
Fighting with all your power, that's the most important, yeah.
Yes. Honestly, I wouldn't say I'm top of the school now, but I am definitely a leader in a lot of different things. And so that just kind of...
That's a huge improvement.
Yes. That's why I'm so busy this year. So I got roped into being the president of 2 different things.
I have every year or so, I have one class with a really low grade, considerably lower than the others, and that
Really?
pisses me off so much. Yes, it's usually because it's like a professor that, I don't know, we have an argument or something, and then I get a low grade in that. I've seen that almost every year. So I got a really, really good average, and then this really bad grade once a year in one specific class. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
I should not have taken that class. Why? Why did I do this to myself? It's so frustrating. It just shows you that sometimes you can't do anything. Sometimes it's just the professor or the teacher.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, yeah.
It
Sometimes
is.
that's just kind of what it is.
So many things that are out of our controls. And I think I'm seeing that as well with VTubing. That I really want a lot of things to go my way, but there's so many things that are not in your control. If it's people not waking up to collabs or drama, cancel culture, or some unexpected events, people graduating, so many things that you plan something and then it's completely different.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to start with some introductions?
Yes, I was actually just about to do that. Morning introductions. My brain needs to work first. So we are in the 24th episode of the Nameless Vtuber Podcast. I am co-host Nyx Oleander. I play one too many horror games, and I'm addicted to Subnautica. Oh, I forgot. I'm a half light and half dark elf. I'm going backwards.
Horror game?
It's okay. Some people say it's a horror game. Some people say it's not. It's a horror game if you have thalassophobia, so a fear of the ocean and deep waters. I have the opposite. I keep on diving too deep and I keep on dying that way. So for me, it's not a horror game. It's a fun exploring game for me.
I think in every water game, if you can go to the abyss, it goes to Horrorlands, which is great. I love it. I remember I played Aquaria, which is a swimming game. And there's the abyss. You go down, it's completely dark. And that was so scary.
Ooh.
Also, hi, I'm Mimic. I'm a D20 Mimic VTuber. I'm eating snacks. And I have Alnichi on my hand, who is the ghost VTuber. Hi, I'm Alnichi.
I just realized that, and it's being covered by the mic.
She needs the mic on her face to speak. And good morning to our guest, Epicmorgana. How are you doing?
Hello, I am a little sleepy, but I'm here and I'm ready.
Give us an introduction. Who are you?
I'm Epicmorgana32. I am a panda cat VTuber who mainly focuses on playing a random assortment of games throughout the week when they stream. But yeah, it's kind of. I also am a big mega fan of the Yakuza series, and yeah, I'm excited to be here talking with you guys.
Welcome. Why the 32?
My favorite number.
I was about to ask that when I was typing that in this morning. I was like, I wonder why the number 32.
It's just ever since I was a kid, I always thought 3 and 2 look really aesthetically pleasing next to each other. So I was like, 32.
Huh.
Yeah, it really is. It's one of those. Hi, Douglas.
Definitely not a bin rat. I want to ask, when are you evolving to 64?
Uh, hmm. Maybe I'll do that if I get one of those like 3D models, but in the style of like the Mario game,
Oh my
with the Mario
gosh.
64.
Since I was a kid, every time I see 32, I immediately go to computer like 64, 128, 256. My brain is in gaming.
Gaming mode just keeps on adding up the
Yeah.
numbers.
Oh my god, 32 gigabyte hard drive. I was like,
But
oh my god, it's double the 60. Oh my god.
that
I don't
number
know
does
about
work with a
you,
lot of stuff, actually.
you children, but when I was a kid, I had some floppy disk games like 7 Max Hit the Road, which was 8 megabytes storage. And you didn't have 8 megabyte storage back then. We need to upgrade, so we upgrade to 16 megabyte storage. That was a big deal.
Oh my god, you mentioned floppy disk, and I was showing someone the other day what a floppy disk was. And this is a floppy disk. If you like move it back and forth, it actually it does like the whack 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 sound.
It flops, yeah.
And it actually
Of,
flops.
floppy disk. Yeah, there's the small floppy disk and there's the big ones.
The big
Blue,
giant plastic one.
big
Yeah.
giant ones. They're the weird
Mhm.
system. You put them in the computer and then there's a claps that you just gonna click. You click it to close the lid. So I don't know, so it doesn't go out by mistake or something.
So it doesn't get shot out of the computer.
Classic times. The thing with those, they were so unreliable. If you go on a small journey, they could just easily ruin one scratch and you lose all of your data.
Wow.
Then
Yeah.
with CD-ROMs had a really short lifespan. Lifespan. I feel like CD-ROMs have been there like 10 years and that's it. Probably more, but I don't know. I felt like CD-ROMs had a very short lifespan, and now we have everything virtual. Now we are VTubers.
I know the change in Switch is so interesting.
What was the CD-ROM lifetime? Let's see, 25 years.
What? Really?
Wait, no. DVD-ROM disc should have a life expectancy of 25 years or more.
Oh,
What?
that makes more sense.
So after 25 years, they get ruined. Your data is gone.
They're probably. So you remember how like VHS, like when you put them in, they're like very like grainy.
Oh, I see.
I'm thinking that's probably the case. Like the video quality probably just gets grainy. I'm an old elf.
Elves do generally live for a long time.
I'm an old elf.
Early 2000 to early 2010. So yeah, roughly 10 or 15 years. That was the lifespan of CD-ROMs. That was really, really short.
Oh wow. Huh.
Rip.
And there's so many. They went to Blu-ray really fast, and now we got to the internet. Like it's so stupid to go outside and buy a physical copy of something.
Yeah, because I feel like after Blu-ray, everything just kind of went digital into like streaming platforms
services and such. Why would you buy and storage something physical in your house? I remember I had what is it, like 30 big boxes of floppy disk games with all the booklets and such, and it's really cool to have this big box, but it takes so much space.
I remember I used to have like a cabinet for like DVDs, VHS tapes, and all of that.
Oh, like there's big towers where you could put CDs in every slot.
Now it's so different. Now everything is just digital.
Well, do you want to go to our first topic?
Yes.
Yeah, magnificently connects very well to what we just talked about. Games.
Yes. So our
How do you pick your games?
Well, generally it's always like, I kind of like go with games either like I played before, I enjoy it, or sometimes let my community, like, I'll be like, if this is a list of games I haven't played yet, which one would you guys like to see me play through? So I'll do like a straw poll and post it to my community. But I usually like to play like a different game each day of the week. Sometimes there's like a little like theme to it. Like lately, I've been having Saturdays be like my Resident Evil slash survival horror days, and Mondays have been recently playing like games like that are like crime games, like games like either would be like GTA or the Mafia games or something like that. That someone in my community give me the idea, the name for Mafia Mondays. But yeah,
Oh.
I like to generally like play it. I used to stream one game at a time, like a couple, like I want to say like last year I used to do that, where I'd be like, I'll pick one long game, I stream all that, then I pick one short game and I stream
Mm.
that, and it was good for a while. But then like it was during when I was streaming Final Fantasy 12, I was starting to feel the burnout. I was like, ugh. I was like, I feel
How
even though
how many episodes was this?
usually since I stream for about 3, 4, I think that one came out to be like 14 parts.
Mm.
So like the burnout was getting really real. I was like, oh, I'm just getting so like even though I do like the game, I was like, I just want to play something else. So I was like, you know what? Let me switch to variety, and that really helped my burnout because I was like, okay, I can still enjoy FF12, but then I can also play other games and enjoy those two throughout my stream week, which made things feel like a lot
Mm.
better to
Also,
go
I'm
through.
wondering about that. Did you get any Final Fantasy fans who followed you and then they like disappeared when you play a different game? Because 14 chapters, 14 sessions, you probably going to get some Final Fantasy fans who see you as a Final Fantasy streamer, basically.
Uh, I don't remember specifically. I mean, I know that might have been a thing in the past. Like
Mm-hmm.
because I did talk to a friend about how it's harder to grow an audience when you're streaming a variety of games,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes sense. But it's like I still rather keep with the variety because I feel like that makes it more interesting for my community because there may be either people who are regularly watching me are like, oh, I don't really like Final Fantasy all that much. It's like, well, I can watch. I know that since he's streaming this game on Saturday, I can have a more fun time watching him stream this game on Saturday. Even though it's harder to build a growing audience based on one game, I feel like I rather get to meet people and they'd be like, oh, well, I met this guy through this game, but he himself seems like a cool guy, so I'll watch more of his content even if he play
Mm.
other games. So even if it's harder to grow from that, I still think I enjoy doing it that way. It makes it better for me, so I have less
Mm.
burnout, and I get to keep making different, interesting content for my community who are regularly watching my stuff, so they have something new to look forward to.
I, I'm thinking about this. I think we never talked about how you pick your games. It's like suddenly a new question for me because I love using this opportunity as a VTuber to play games that I always wanted to play, but I never sat down to play them. For example, there's this game Sanitarium, which is a psychological horror, creepy game, point-and-click adventure from the 90s, and I would never sit down and play this game by myself because it's like 10 hours, 15 hours point and click adventure game with a lot of text and conversations. It's like I would never sit down and play this by myself. And it's also really old. Some puzzles are ambiguous and there's some really boring parts. But then streaming is a great opportunity to play that. So I sat down and played it. And I had a lot of fun. Although it was boring, but when it's boring, I talk to chat. I do some other things. It's like playing something together with friends. So I get these lists of top 100 best games ever made, top 100 best adventure game, best roguelike games, best deck builders, and so on. And I look at games that I always wanted to play but never got the opportunity to do. The issue is, like you said, that variety is a bit harder to build an audience with. I see some games like The Binding of Isaac. I play that a lot, or Diablo, or Honkai, that have more audience, people who watch people who play the game. So I play The Binding of Isaac. I have some people who like, hey, you're playing The Binding of Isaac. It's my favorite game, and so on. But then um, I'm playing right now the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, which is a game about, it's like a visual novel about this witch who's been outcasted and she builds her own turret deck and summons a big demon and so on. And I love the game. I think it's one of the best games I've ever played. But nobody knows of the game. Nobody cares about the game. And then when I do play these kind of unknown indie games, I do get some people who bluntly say, "Hey, this game is boring. Can you play something else?" Mimi, why don't you play mainstream games? Like when they say mainstream games, they obviously mean things like Fortnite and Valorant and Apex and so on, which Minecraft, which I don't want to play any of those. I wouldn't play them in my spare time. I don't want to play them on stream. I just don't find any joy in those games. League of Legends, for example. I'm sure if I get full into League of Legends or Final Fantasy 14, I'll get probably more views. But will I enjoy that? That's a big question.
I totally get how that feels. Like, I haven't had
Mm-hmm.
anyone said that to me, but it's always I feel like I rather stream my single player games and just go like, oh, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
start streaming Fortnite because it's like that. To me, for me, streaming Fortnite just sounds super uninteresting because it's like me going to a match,
Yeah.
fighting people, die, rinse, repeat. Like if I'm playing through like a single player story game, then that just feels like I'm moving the story forward. Like we're like we're interacting with this narrative. We get to see how it unfolds
Mm.
together, and like especially when we all haven't played it, then it's always like you get to experience these things for the first time together. I find that make a lot more interesting. Like when I
Yeah.
started off streaming, one of the early games I played were like the Yakuza game, which is
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite series. And when I started off, there's some people in my community who have never like heard or played these games before, and now even though they themselves don't really have the ability to play them themselves, they've become really big fans of it, and they're like, "Oh, I love watching you play these games. I love because now I'm a fan of the series, and I'm like, that's great to hear because I remember one of the early things was like there's this very big emotional moment that happened in Yakuza
Mm-hmm.
Zero, and then some of my chat said like, "Wow, holy shit, that actually made me tear up." And I was like, "That's exactly what I wanted to happen for to people when they watch this for the first time." So I was happy to get people into this series that means a lot to me
Mm-hmm.
through my streaming and have
That's
them be
such a
fans
good
of the.
point. I
That
think that's
is.
the biggest conflict. Eros says in chat before he does nuts himself, which I don't understand. He says the thing is that people don't give a chance because they assume that popular is not boring. If they don't know that the same is boring, I think a lot of people, like for example, Eros is usually in Diana's stream. Diana, she is a Destiny 2 streamer. She plays a lot of Destiny 2. Every time I see her play, at least once, twice a week, she streams Destiny 2, and she gets a considerable amount of viewers playing Destiny 2. And Miu, you can see her in the background picture in the Power Rangers, the Yellow Ranger. She is doing all kind of games, like the Phoenix Wright series. But recently, she started playing Hollow Knight. And yesterday, I saw her with like 3 times the viewers because she plays Hollow Knight. And there's some games like Hollow Knight or Doki Doki Literature Club, Undertale. If you play them, you get more viewers because it's the games are more popular. People want to see you play the game. Um, but then that's the big question: do they watch the stream because of the game, or because of you, the streamer? And I have this conflict. I want them to watch the stream because of me. I want people to watch because of me. But maybe watching because of a popular game is a good way to get to know me. So maybe you need to do this mix of things. I want to hear your voice and opinion too. Nyx, give us your opinions.
I was actually, this is really interesting because I'm a mod in someone's channel, and this was actually one of the issues that was brought up, was because they recently started playing Hollow Knight as well, but they're bringing in the people who are interested in the game Hollow Knight only, and so as soon as they finish playing the game, these chatters are
Mm.
gone. And so currently their concern is that they aren't keeping a community because the people who are stopping by, who are following, who are chatting are only there so that they can give advice slash backseat you through the game. And so I feel that way as well when it comes to certain games where I know some people are just there for the gameplay, because then like after a few streams they never come back.
Mm.
Whereas there are a couple people here and there who they join for the game, but then they learn that, oh, this person also plays really other fun stuff. And then that's like when I start noticing, okay, they're coming back for the streamer and not just the game. And I think it's really hard to actually find an even balance between the two, because like on one end you have, these are the games that you want to play because they're fun. These are the games you want to have fun with other people and experience it with others. But then there's the people who are going to come in and they're going to backseat you in the game, which is like some people, they allow backseating, but it's only to an extent. And I feel like a lot of people always push those boundaries of like how much backseating you can actually do. I don't allow any kind of backseating unless I specifically ask for it, and I find that tends to deter people a lot more than if you were to even give them a little bit of leeway for backseating.
Deters people in what way? So people get angry that they are not allowed to backseat?
They don't stay in the chat. They don't chat at all, and because they can't backseat, they leave.
That is so strange. I mean, obviously, you don't want those kind of viewers, but the idea that some people go into someone else's chat in order to control their game, that is so weird.
They want to feel like the smart guy, like, aha, I helped that streamer out. So
Yeah.
Exactly. That's pretty much what it is.
When I was a kid, I had this friend. We watched a movie. It was A Bug's Life, and
I love Bugs Life.
I love the movie too. But like the first 20 minutes, every second something important to the plot happened. He was like, "Oh, remember that? That will be important later." And I still remember him doing that. That drove me crazy. At one point, I stopped the movie and said, "Can you just stop spoiling the movie?" They remember that part. That's box sitting in movies as well.
Yeah.
Chab says, I actually got mad at a viewer when I told the viewer to not tell me the ending and they spoiled it. Yeah, it's I played Doki Doki Literature Club with Misana, and I told her, listen, you don't read chat. I'll be modding chat. And some people, there was like 3 people joined at the same time and went full spoiler what's going to happen. Did this already happen? Did that already happen? And I had to ban them. And she was like, "What happened?" No, nothing. Continue the game. It's pretty weird that these kind of things happen.
That was always one of those weird questions to ask someone, like, "Oh, did so and so die?" It's like, well, if not, then I know they will. So why would you ask that?
Yep.
I think
like it's just like.
Go ahead.
No, so it's like, was one of the questions like, how someone's supposed to answer that? I'd be like, oh, yeah, like if it's one of those things where like, it's good, that's good, like that. No matter how you phrase it, that's a spoiler question, whether or not they did it or not. Like it's like, oh, are you at the part of the movie where where so and so betrays the main character? It's like, what? No. It's like, oh, okay.
I think if I try to analyze this, there's 3 types of viewers, or 2. There's the listeners who actually listen to you, and there's the controllers who go in chat and try to control what's going on. They try to disturb you, ask you personal questions. For example, you're playing a game, and we had this person who comes to the podcast when it's on my channel, and suddenly, what's your favorite cookie? What's your favorite drink? And it's like completely unrelated to the topic. Let's say we collab, and suddenly someone goes in and asks, "Hey, Mimic, what's your favorite socks to wear or whatever?" It's not about me or my socks. We're just 2 guests here. Guest. I'm a guest on Nyx's channel. There's a collab. There's more people going on. We're talking about some kind of topic, and then they change the topic to what they want to talk about, or they tell you do this in a game. They're trying to control the stream because they want the stream to go their way, and then there's the people who listen and enjoy. And I think there is a very, very weird balance in between. I think that Arrow and Anton and Rooted Moon. I have some people that I know who are amazing at this kind of balance. They're active listeners. They listen. They will drop in and say something in chat, and whatever they say, it's almost always related to what's happening on stream. They encourage the stream. They encourage conversation in chat about the stream, about the game, and I feel like they're there for you, for the streamer. While some people, they would go in and try to be there for themselves, be there to like play for me, puppet, dance for me, do whatever I tell you to do. shenanigans. We have a small delay, Nyx.
Do we? Oh, I
I
don't.
don't know.
It shouldn't be that bad of a delay.
Let me see by myself. I will move something here. Oh wait, it's your stream. I can't move. It's my recording. Nyx, move something. Move something on the screen. I can see when it happens.
Okay, I'm gonna move it right now. Whee!
Waiting for my movement. Oh no, it's fine. We have a delay of like 5 seconds.
That's okay. That's good. That is
Okay,
really
try. If you have a delay, try to refresh the page.
good. Mm-hmm.
Go with the almighty F5.
Almighty F5. Don't do it during stream though.
No, it's Makoto. Yeah. Might add two more chatter types. You got the listeners, the controllers, the conversationalists, and the hecklers.
Wait.
Yeah, it's like the
hecklers?
balance between them. Lurkers. You know, you also have lurkers.
Mm-hmm.
What I like to see is a lot of different colors in chat. Like now we have the light green, the dark green, the yellow, the pink, the brown, orangish. We see a lot of different colors, and they all speak about different things. But if you read in chat, Nyx's chat, everything is related in a way to what's going on right now, which means that the stream is interesting in a way. I would say if chat is going to other places, maybe the stream is not interesting to them. Because blaming chat is, it's the easy way out. As a streamer, we need to take responsibility and improve our own streams.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of times, well, also it depends on like the viewer, because they could be working, they could be doing other stuff, and so they're just kind of listening, but like they want to engage but are unable to. Whereas like the chatters, they will chat about the game or like any like topics or discussions that you tend to bring up, and then you kind of then have like the people who, I don't know if you would really say like they're talking to you so that they can get your attention off of the game and onto you.
Onto them.
Onto them. Whereas it's just kind of like, well, I'm here now, you should give me your full attention instead of giving your attention to the game and the other people in chat.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you can definitely tell who those people that would be the controllers. Yeah, you can definitely tell who those people are. Because I know sometimes for certain people, like the streamer themselves will get like a little angry, irritated, upset, or like frustrated at that one individual, but they won't actually show it, or unless like it kind of slips.
Mm-hmm.
So Makoto
And
says,
they should never sleep, by the way.
Mm-hmm. A chatter type that always gets me are the ones that are nice and controversial but can't help themselves.
Conversational, not controversial. Conversationals.
I can't read, by the way, but also can't
Conversational
help
and controversial are very different things.
Conversational, but also can't help themselves about spoiling and backseating. Makes it
So
hard
they
to
talk a
ever
lot,
move
but
on.
then they just can't help themselves. Like, oh, look at this is important. This will happen.
Yeah, because then like sometimes when you go into people's chats and the whole entire chat is just taken over by one person.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I had a fascinating talk with my mom and sister recently. It was about politics, but we're talking about it's the big question of if you remove the bad guy, would that create a vacuum and another bad guy would take their place, or would you have quiet? And I'm Jewish, so I'm allowed to use Hitler as an example. I said when we got rid of Hitler, we didn't get another Hitler instead. So there are cases where you get rid of the bad guy, and there's peace and quiet. And I used to do D&D with kids in real life many years, and sometimes you have a kid in class who is very toxic, and obviously it's not the kid's fault, it's the parents' fault. But sometimes you do everything you can, and the kid is still toxic. He's going to bother the other kids nonstop. He might even beat them sometimes or throw things at them. And at one point you think, I'm not his personal teacher, I'm not his parent, it's not my job. I have to get rid of that kid. And very rarely, I would say it happened to me like 3 times in 10 years. I would have to call the parents and tell them the bad news. we need to remove your kid from this group. We can't. We tried everything, and the kid doesn't go well with the other kids. And obviously, the parent is going to blame you and the other kids. Their kid is perfect. And the thing is, when you remove that toxic kid from the group, suddenly the group is magnificent. And my sister, she works with children as well, and she says it's the complete opposite with her. When she removes a toxic kid from the group, the next kid that is as similarly toxic as possible is going to become that new toxic kid instead. So we have that. Oh, we got a raid! Let's go! Hello, Raiders! Woo! Hello, Raiders. Hello, Diana. Welcome,
Shall
everyone.
we do a quick introduction again?
Yes, go Nyx.
Go for it.
My name is Nyx Oleander. I'm a half light elf, half dark elf. I don't have clips on, unfortunately.
You know what's a
But
raid
I
boss,
am
actually?
the co-host of the MVP podcast with my other co-host here, Mimic. Do you want to do
Here's
an
a raid
introduction, Mimic?
boss!
Hello, everyone. I'm Mselboim Mimic. I'm a D20 Mimic Vtuber. I'm doing D&D Tower Reading, the weekly podcast. Weekly podcast. Weekly podcast. Where we talk about VTubing. And our guest for today, Epicmorgana. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Epicmorgana32. I am a panda cat VTuber, and I'm also a mega fan of the Yakuza series. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here with all of you wonderful people.
And hello, Raiders. Thank you so much for the raid.
Woo!
We just talked about
Wipely podcast.
Weeply.
Weeply.
Not Wipely, it's Weeply.
I can't. Okay, this just proves my fact that I cannot read.
That's what we're here for. Nyx just told us today that she slept only 4 hours. So I pulled out D&D rules about the elves trans. That elves actually sleep only. They meditate for 4 hours instead of sleeping. I was like,
Oh.
look, it's actual. It's fact.
So what about half elves? Do they still only get need the 4
I think they have
hours?
like 6 hours or something in the middle, like half sleep, half. It really
They
depends
do-
on the
They
dungeon
get 3
master.
hours of meditating and 3 hours of sleeping.
Yeah,
Okay, that sounds.
it's
That
kind of like
sounds right. It's
like
like-
cats, like half sleep.
Cause I got 4 hours of sleep yesterday too, and then 4 hours today.
Wait, you told me 4 hours in the last 2 days.
8 hours in the last 2 days. 4
Nice.
hours last night.
Come
And
on,
so
baby.
we now have a
House
VTuber
rule.
gacha bot in my chat, and so you can do the exclamation is it start gacha? Join.
It's join gacha. Exclamation
join-
join gacha to join the game. Then you got a daily gacha to get your daily ticket. And the more you speak in chat, the more gacha tickets you will get. So even if every minute you just put an emoji, that will count, and you will get more tickets. That's to encourage chat to chat more.
Yes.
You know, I have an unexpected issue with the with the chat bot with the VTuber gacha bot. I used to look for clips according to the chat log. So I would go to my stream summary, and I would see where people chat more, where it picks, and then it's every 5 minutes. Yeah, every 5 minutes you need to write something. So I would go to the chat picks, and then maybe I said or did something funny on stream, and suddenly everyone in chat like, Mimic, no, Mimic, stop, Mimic, please cancel Mimic. And then I say, okay, this is a good clip. But now, every 30 minutes there's the event and then chat picks. So it's confusing me a bit. And I actually have to watch the streams. And to all the everyone who joined us, we have just been no, it's fine, Aaron. We've just been talking about how to pick up your games, and then we kind of went to talk about different viewers, the viewers that just view your content, or viewers that try to control your content. And what happens if you remove the problematic viewer? And I want to say, since we started this podcast, which is episode 24, so how long is that in months? Like 5 months?
I think we started this in February
6?
or March.
So like 6 months. This is crazy. Half a year. We celebrate half a year. And during this time, I have spilled some tea. I spilled some things. I said some things on stream. Maybe I even offended some viewers unintentionally, or maybe intentionally. I mean, like anonymously, because I would say some things like, "Okay, don't do this. Don't ask to join voice chat, or don't ask to join a collab on chat." Right? The streamer most likely is going to say no because you embarrassed them in front of everyone. And I had people who used to do that, and I started calling out that kind of action. And those people are now gone. They're like, I don't see them in my chat anymore. Uh, thing is, my chat is completely different now. It's a lot more wholesome. It's a lot more participating in the game, in the activity, and not trying to control the stream. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I have to say, I got the spine to actually say what's good and what's bad. I played. Meanwhile, Morgana's chat just bully him.
Well, yes, but I know it comes from love.
Yeah,
feel like
bullying is
it's
important.
it's a common. I feel like it depends. Like there's good bullying and then there's bad bullying too, because like there's definitely that bullying where it's just for like the fun and giggles portion of it. But then I feel like there's some portions of chat where they don't know that they're going too far, and it's really just kind of hurting you in the end. Because I know I've had some people say like, I don't want my chat to say this anymore, or they've come out to their chat and they're just kind of like, okay, this joke, this word, this thing here needs to stop. It was funny at first, but it no longer is anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
so
think the issue comes when you have new viewers who don't know
Mm-hmm.
that is like an inside joke that some people can say that, some people can't say that.
Yeah, that's like another hard thing is like when you're starting like a new game, and you have like a running joke from like maybe the prior game or this current game from the beginning, and then someone comes in, they think the joke is either something serious, something not. It's kind of hard to gauge new chatters and whether or not they're gonna stay. Because then like if they're gonna stay, you probably want to tell them like, oh, this is a joke, or this is just kind of like what is known in the community. And so it's like a question like if they're gonna stay, like when do you tell them that this like it's a joke or it's just something funny, or do you just not tell them because they're not gonna stay longer than 1 or 2 streams? It's an interesting thing with inside jokes. Everyone hydrate. You've had 2 hydrates or
Hydrate.
3 hydrates.
3, I'll take 3 sips. I also think that the redeems you have will adjust your community. If you have fun redeem, let's look at Nyx's redeems. For
I
example.
just turned them all off. You can't look at them.
No, I can see them. I can't activate them. I see posture check, stretch, the casual stuff, highlight message, hydrate, hydrate. Oh, that's I can only see the normal ones.
Yeah,
I got a mod. I got a mod icon. I'm gonna mod something. I'm gonna add glasses to this.
Basically, have you seen? Okay, so right now I have a new redeem that everyone loves.
Man.
Doesn't. I love how that works.
Nobody uses that. You just put sunglasses on everyone. That's so good. It's best thing. Sus.
But yeah, I definitely think like the free teams that you have are really important as well. I know I was streaming last night and I had some new people come in, and the first thing they did was redeem my most common redeem, which is flip me off.
And then you raise your fingers and you do the naughty.
Yep. I think it was redeemed maybe 30 times in 2 hours. It's redeemed so much.
Chat of bottoms.
Chat of bottoms.
Maybe I should try that. Redeem step on me. Step on me.
What would
Dana
you do?
says, I think too much redeem is too overwhelming because I think it takes long to scroll down and find what you want, but gets Scattered Lost. That is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Too many redeems is. I also have this issue with sound redeems. Like Diana has the most fun sound redeems. She has the Dumb Ways to Die and the Pornhub and the Knock and all of those. And I used to have the wholesome redeems like Praise and Love Confession, and I removed them recently. Um, I had the Praise redeem for a long time and the Love Confession. And people used them a lot. They were my most common redeems, and I would just praise someone or do a fake love confession to someone. The thing is, I think it kind of built or attracted some people who needed praises, and um, I kind of wanted to turn towards a more fun community that engage. That I don't know. When someone asks for praise, I started feeling like it's turning the focus on them, and I'm like this parent figure who needs to praise everyone, and it's not a bad thing. I really like doing that in the first year, but then I said I want to be a proper streamer, and actually I looked at the Yanya's redeems as an inspiration, and I said I can't put sound redeems. It drives me crazy. This is one thing I really hate about Twitch is the all sounds and pop-ups and everything going all over the place, because I think about the future, the YouTube upload. I want it to be quiet and people who just want to see the game, they can just see the game without the background noise. So I added fake sound redeems. So there's a fake knock. You do knock and I actually knock. Or there's like the fake anime wow. I go wow, and I do all the redeems myself. And that's a bit of encouraging, a voice acting and shows me as a streamer or my abilities. So I kind of like that. And thank you to Diana for giving me all the inspiration with the sound redeems, even though she doesn't know it.
That's so interesting. Morgana, what about you? Do you have any like specific redeems that are like used a lot or you got rid of?
I really got rid of ones, but I know that some of my regulars like to have me do the ooh redeems, especially when new people show up because they're like, "Gotta do the ooh for them." I'm like, okay. But most of the time it's usually like the hydrate ones that they had done. I know that my partner likes it when I do the good girl redeem for her, so I'm always happy to do that one when it shows up. I do have a redeem where I do the FF14 copy pasta meme, where I said the entire did you know that the FF14 free trial has the entirety of so I do that. I have that one, but most of the time it's the also has everyone here played Wind Waker or like Breath of the Wild?
Yes,
Yeah.
both.
You know,
Not on stream though.
You know the character Beetle.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Beetle.
I can do like a kind of good impression of him.
Do it.
Right now, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. That's true.
Oh,
That's so good.
No. But yeah, I have one where I do that voice for like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's great.
I'm like that's the one impression I could do, and I'm gonna run home with it.
Do you have a redeem? A
Honestly?
Beetle redeem?
Yeah, I do have a Beetle redeem.
Nice.
I have one where I do that voice for like 5 minutes. So it's like called the Beetle redeem. I'm like, oh. And it's just do that.
Honestly, that's how I feel with my gremlin redeem. It's the only good impression I can do.
It's like I
Give us
can't
the gremlin redeem. To those who don't know.
My precious.
Wait, hold on. My
No. That's not the true one. Give us the true evil one.
My precious.
Yeah.
My throat was dry.
My precious.
Now I feel like listening to Tickle Me L. Oh no.
But for me, it's like I can't do like a daddy voice or like any other voices. But like I got the one Beetle voice, and I'm gonna make that the whole thing.
That's our
If
Mm.
specialty.
nothing else.
My specialty is the Tickle Me Elmo that chat is asking. You tickle Elmo.
Oh my.
Why is it so cursed?
It has to be cursed. It's the Tickle Me Elmo Extreme.
Shall we go on to the next topic?
Sure.
How do you
Why?
pick your tags? So actually, Morgana and I had this conversation last week or so. It was actually very interesting.
Well, I generally have my normal tags where I like put like, VTuber, casual, stuff like that, and then I'll have to put the ones for the game. So if I'm playing like say Star Wars and Knights Republic, I'll put the Star Wars tag and the KOTOR tag. I did recently learn for a long time, and no one ever said this, that even though I thought I put the casual tag, I turns out I misspelled it and it was Kahul with no S. And I was like, ah, damn it. Why am I only noticing this now?
Oh my gosh.
There's
Kahul.
this tag VTuber with spaces between every letter.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Dude,
Like,
I
what
tried
is
to
going on?
I tried doing this, but when I do on a Streamlabs, when I press the spacebar button, it just makes it go like, okay, now you're putting a new tag.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's so strange.
So I don't know how people can do that on Streamlabs. So I'll be like, I want to do V space VTuber.
Try to
And-
copy paste it. Copy paste directly.
That might be the way. Okay. Because I'm trying to, because there was sometimes I'm just trying to put like, the accident like dead space instead of this dead space. So it's like, okay, so that's good to know. If I try copying, I'll see if that works.
So I got the first of all, I started with the things that I'm doing a lot on my stream, which is writing, D&D, and Tarot. Of course, VTuber, and voice acting. Also anime, because we talk about anime and we're anime and so on. And then I didn't know about the last ones. I have the VTuber EN, which, sometimes you want VTubers to speak English very specifically. And I also have a male VTuber, which I don't know if people are actually searching for that. But since there aren't a lot of male VTubers, I thought it's going to be a unique tag. Then recently I added the cat owner tag because I have a cat, Meshi. I talk a lot about her on stream. Suddenly she comes in, I snuggle with her on stream. So I thought maybe cat owners would appreciate that. And then I have this, the extra tags are like the nationality tags, like the Israeli or Jewish or Hebrew speaking, which I have an issue with them because every time I add them, bad things sometimes happen. If it's sometimes someone who will go in the stream and do like a political gesture, or maybe sometimes kids will show up because in Israel, for example, VTubing is looked at something for kids. So you have minors going on stream, which I don't want. Sometimes people would start speaking Hebrew on my stream, which in itself is not an issue. But I've seen when chat becomes Hebrew, then the English speakers disappear. And I don't want that. I don't want chat to be Hebrew and nobody can see what's going on or read it. So we have this rule to try and leave chat English and so on. And this is a bit of a conflict because I see some people with nationalities like Vietnam or Filipino or Tagalog and so on. They put those tags, and they build communities around those tags. And I wanted to do that, but I don't know. I can't seem to do that. So I got rid of those tags for now, and I'm focusing more on the VTuber D&D Tower anime, which is very random. It's very variety streamer. Ideally, if I focus on D&D, I would go D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, roleplay, RPG, all of those tags. But I do a lot of things. It brings us back a bit to the choosing your category. Or choosing your games, which is if I play D&D, I have a specific set of audience. If I play a game, I have a different set of audience, different people who watch. And rarely I have people who watch everything. When we do the podcast, we have different people who watch. It's like every activity, it's like I'm building 4 different communities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that slows all of them down.
And I feel like those tags too really do make a difference because sometimes I feel like I have like my set ones. Like I have VTuber. Surprise! I have EN VTuber. I don't have VTuber EN actually, which is I think is very interesting. It's like the difference, like what difference that could make. And then
It's the more how much of them are used.
And then I have my language tag, which is surprisingly one of the more searched tags in my stuff. And then I have English, which is also very is searched a lot. I have say so VTuber in mind, but at the same time, like, I don't think that's being searched too much. But I just kind of have it there so that people, it's not really for like people to search, but it's more like it's there for people to know, if that makes sense. And then I kind of just threw in like an elf VTuber just to have it there. And then a lot of like, one thing that I've noticed recently is like when I'm waking up early, I'm seeing a lot more streams or a lot more people streaming from Asia, Australia. And so like I see a lot of people put tags like, oh, Aussie streamer or Asian streamer. I'm just like, well, this is kind of interesting. I wonder how well that goes. And so I decided let's try out with Asian gamer. And then obviously like I leave like the last 2 or 3 for like the game that I'm playing or the category. So like today is just podcast. Because I feel like it really, like I've found just like by looking that a lot of the tags that seem like they would be popular really aren't searched as much. Like I used to have like casual streamer, I used to have chatting, I used to have a couple of other things, but or like I had a horror games or horror streamer, but none of those ever got any views. And so I'm just kind of like, well, why should I have them if people aren't even searching them?
That's a big question. Do you want the popular tags that people search, or do you want small tags that are less searched? For example, cat owner. I don't know how many people look for that, or male VTuber. So do you want those rare ones? Bring back to the VTuber with all spaces, which is obviously less searched than just VTuber. So what is that? It's like a code word for a small group of fancy VTubers? What's the deal? Now I also see there's VTubers with a space between the V and the T. V space tuber.
I at a point I wonder if it's just so that they can stand out when they have their tags. But I honestly don't know. Because it's also another question of like, well, how often are those tags used? Because like if one person has them, then another person sees it, and that's where things become popular. Is because one person uses it, another person sees it. And it just starts kind of like a chain reaction of like, no, everyone's using it because one person saw another person and so forth. And so it's interesting. Would you guys ever consider removing all of your tags for one stream just to see what happens?
I mean,
go ahead.
I haven't I feel like, well, I haven't done it on purpose. There have been times where like I forgot, like the tags just didn't show up, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But I didn't feel like I noticed much of a difference. Or I mean, I don't really usually check how well my tags do. I just kind of like whenever my thought process whenever to do a tag is like, well, I just want to put what I am doing just to like be honest about like I am playing this game, so I'm gonna put down playing this game. I'm casual because I'm not really trying to get achievements or speed runs. Like I'm just trying to play the game. I'm just trying to make them feel honest to who I am, who I am, what my content is. Yeah. It's less about seeing what's more about like, well, I'm just trying to describe what my streams are like. So if people are like, oh, this guy's all this pretty cute things, okay.
Let's see. Rooted One says you can also check your analytics for which ones are searched and used to find your channel. You know, that's really smart, actually.
I didn't know that.
Let me find it in the dashboard, and I'll report analytics, research.
Like every week we find one new thing about Twitch. Because last week we went through, you can remove founder badges for people who are no longer in your chats. This is a fun little thing that we found out. We talked about it before, but it was brought up again last week. And then you can search. It's on Discovery page. Oh yeah, I think you can. I believe so.
Yeah. Actually, I see now in the research you can look at the last category you used and see what is the best time to stream that category. So if I go to
wait, really?
the game I played, the Cosmic Will Sisterhood, I see that between 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. is actually the best way. Monday, 7 a.m. is the best time to stream that. And then if I go to Dungeons and Dragons, I see that it's the complete opposite. It's like 9 p.m., 8 p.m. It's evening. So maybe Dungeons and Dragons is better for evening stream, and a casual game, a visual novel game, is better for morning stream. And I see that ASMR is great at all times.
See, that's so interesting because, like, when I play Subnautica, I do find that there is such a big difference on what time I play it. Because if I play it during the day, so like my daytime, I tend to get a lot more people watching, a lot more people chatting. Whereas like when I play it at night, like when I'm coming home after work, I want a game to just like play, not think too much about. I play Subnautica. I barely get anyone, and one because half the world is already asleep, the other half of the world is getting ready to go to work.
Shit, this is really smart because I can see every day. I can see Monday, 5 p.m. ish is the best time for podcasts. Tuesday is really good as well in the evening, in roughly 8 p.m. But then if you go to Friday and Saturday and Sunday, you see that it's really low. Saturday and Sunday, you get half the viewers. It's pretty phenomenal. Friday, 6 p.m., 9.5 average viewers for a podcast. Saturday, it drops to half that, 3.5 average viewers. And then Sunday, the same. And I really felt that. Saturday and Sunday are so much harder to stream in for me than the middle of the week.
I actually don't often stream weekends just because I'm busy. But I also feel like weekend streams are a lot more competitive.
There's a lot more people streaming, a lot less viewers, and to be honest, I think viewers are not sitting and watching a stream on the weekend. They go out and they do some stuff.
Wow. Maybe I'll have to rethink my stream because I usually do stream on the weekends, so I like to keep my weeks open, weeks free for like collabs and whatever, or just to relax.
I find
play more Baldur's Gate.
I actually, for collabs, I've really noticed with collabs, like, if you want to do a collab, a good time to do it is either like your nighttime or the weekends, because when you have collabs, not many people want to chat because they don't want to take you away from like your conversation with your collab partner and the game, and so like you have a pretty quiet chat. And so if that's the case, I would pair that up with like a weekend so that the people who are lurking, who are listening, can still be there, but they don't feel so obligated to have to chat because you're doing a collab. They can just kind of leave it open, listen to it. Whereas like I always want to chat in some people's chat, but most of the time I'm working, and so I can't. But I will always like say something every once in a while here and there. But like even in the collab streams, like I feel I don't want to chat because I don't want to take the streamer away from their collab partner.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you chat, you want to try to focus on everyone in the collab and not just the streamer.
Well, generally, when I do a collab, what I usually do is like I'll go on their stream and I'll just post their link to their stream in my Discord. Be like, hey guys, in my community, I'm doing a collab with this. So I'd rather send viewers their way to give them the support, you know.
Because remind me, you don't stream when you collab, correct?
Not usually, no. I usually, like I said, I usually get their link, post it on my Discord, and be like, "Yeah, guys, I'm collabing with so and so I can send the support their way."
Yeah, I agree with that. I only stream in a collab if my point of view has something to contribute.
Oh yeah, like if it's a game like say like. Actually, even no, because It Takes Two is split screen, so that's actually
It Takes Two is right. It's split screen, but it like keep talking, nobody explodes.
That would be a game where it's like okay, it would be good to have both perspectives. Like there are certain games like that. If you're playing a certain co-op game or whatever, it's like it would be better for both of you to stream. Like a game that comes to mind would be like Resident Evil 5, for example, since that's not split screen, that would be a game where like it makes sense for both people to be streamed because that way you have both perspectives. But if it's a game like which I've been doing, it's like Dead Island 2, which is like, well, there is different perspective. We're mostly doing the same things. Like you don't really need that type of perspective. You know, we're both killing zombies. You know.
Oh, it's in Discovery. I think I found it finally. So viewers come actually 6% from Twitter, and then 2% from multi-Twitch, which means that multi-Twitch works. If I do collabs, I try to use multi-Twitch as much as possible so that people can watch both channels at the same time. And I actually see the tags. Actually, Israel tags gives me the most. Israel Jewish, then VTuber, writing male VTuber, tarot anime, not count owner, nothing, D&D, nothing, voice acting, nothing. I actually thought that D&D would work, but apparently, it didn't. So actually, now looking at that list, gives me a completely different perspective on which tags I should put in.
It's so interesting because like I feel like the tags that you think are gonna be like really popular, used a lot, are the ones that aren't used that much.
D&D got 0 views, so nobody came to watch me from the D&D tag, but maybe they did come to watch me when I do D&D from the D&D category. That's actually, when I think about it, that is true, because let's say someone searches for me from the D&D tag and they see me play a game like Keep Talking Nobody Explodes or It Takes Two. What do they care? They don't care about that. They want to see me play D&D. It makes me really want to change all of my tags now and give it a few weeks to see how it's going.
Considered doing. It's just kind of like, let's see. Once that Toast says or asks, does tags with searching capitalization affect anything or does it not matter? That's where we're kind of trying to determine how does the spelling, does the way it's written, the order, does that matter? Because Mimic says he has VTuber EN, whereas I have EN VTuber. Does that make a difference in anything?
I see VTuber EN got 53 impressions. It showed 53 times and only 1 view, so 1 person clicked on that. But if I go to the writing tag, 500 impressions and 4 people clicked on that. So obviously writing is more important than VTuber in that case. Could run a test, yeah. But seeing that cat owner or voice acting or anime doesn't do, or D&D doesn't do any good, on one hand, I want those tags to kind of explain to people what I am. People see D&D tag, they know, okay, he's doing D&D stuff. But if this tag is not helping me get new viewers, I should remove them.
I know I've really been thinking of like going through my Twitch and then like looking at which ones have 1 or 2 views and nothing clicked on, what has like 60 or 70 and then like 5 clicked on, and kind of is like, well, what tags have I used before and what weren't popular, and it's kind of going from there. So Moon says it's not like there's any downside to having a dead tag. I doubt you will hit the max limit at any time soon.
I'm thinking of some VTuber friends that I have. When they stream, I see constantly people following them, and they just every 5 minutes, thank you for the follow, welcome, thank you to the follow, and that's another way to discover you. So I'm gonna try now. I'm gonna try to remove all the dead tags and focus on the more useful tags, and we're gonna see where that leads.
I'm also curious to see like, what if I just like remove all of my tags one day, for just like one stream to see what happens. But then like at the same time, like when I play Subnautica and I do the Subnautica tag, that gets so much traction in comparison to any of my other tags combined. And so I think it really just depends on like what is the tag. Are there Actually, this is another question. Is there any tags you would not use?
It's not really one I
Hmm.
ever thought about, I guess. I mean, I guess stuff. I mean, I just wouldn't use any that wouldn't really apply to me. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm trying to think of one. I guess, like, anime? I don't know. It's just something that is, like, because I don't, not sure how that would apply to me. Not like it's not like I don't like anime, I just don't know how that would fit into what I'm doing. So just better to be like tabs that don't really seem like they would make sense.
It's
Because I don't want to feel like I'm like saying a false representation of who I am. Just so people like, oh, you clicked on the anime tab and found me. Yay. It's like, I don't know. It's just
it's actually
I never
really.
it's
Go ahead. Go ahead.
something I thought about tags I wouldn't use.
It's really interesting that you mention it like that because I feel like a lot of people, and this is just like from my own experience, is like I have seen a lot of people use tags that don't even correlate to them, but it's just what they've noticed other big streamers use. So like Makathor says, like the XQC tag. There's people who use that, but that's what is their point in using that?
And maybe they talk about XQC or watching it, but maybe they just try to steal the tag from him. Also, XQC have been using the Vtuber tag misleadingly for many months, and some people are trying to get back at him for doing that. So maybe they started using his tag, kind of like a revenge thingy.
Maybe that would make sense. But yeah, because then there's so many people who use tags that don't correlate to them. Like funny you mentioned anime because I was just kind of like this morning when I was doing all this. What are some new tags that I could like attempt to test out to see if they're popular? And one of them was anime. I have no reason to use it other than like my model looks like an anime character. That's it. But other than that, I have no other reason to use it. And it's just kind of like people are using tags just to see if they can get any traction from it. You might not get any, you might get one. I am not putting feet tag in this. Mimic has done that.
Feet.
Mimic, how did that go?
I didn't get any special viewers from that because you see feet and male VTubers like it's a joke, but nobody's actually gonna click on it. So the question is, do you want to use those tags as a joke, or do you want to actually get interaction from that? And actually, surprisingly, I see that if I look at the number of impressions and the number of people actually click on the impression, I can see that the Jewish tag is doing the best. It has 293 impressions and 12 clicks, 12 views. So what is that? Like 5%? Something like this? Around 5%? Then I look at the VTuber tag, 440 impressions, 4 clicks, which is like 1%. So I would say that the Jewish tag is much better than the VTuber tag. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's better suited for me. Maybe other reasons. I have no idea, but maybe I should just encourage that. Maybe VTuber tag is less useful because people see I'm a VTuber. Do they need VTuber tag?
It actually makes
That's
sense. You mention it like that, and again, this is me at like 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, scrolling on Twitch while I'm like in bed getting ready for school or work. And the amount of streamers who I see in their title, they do this in their title. Oops, I did that wrong. But instead of putting, and then in addition, they also put the tag. But then at the same time, like you can look at their stream and you know, like, oh, they're a VTuber because they have a model. And so it brings to the question of like, why are we putting that tag in? Is it because other VTubers are doing it? Is it because that's the norm? Or why are we telling people that we are VTubers when we obviously are VTubers?
I'm thinking if I'm going to Twitch, let's say I want to watch a VTuber who's doing ASMR. I would write VTuber ASMR and hope that it finds me someone with those 2 tags. So it's important for me to tag myself as a VTuber. But when you have weird tags like the VTuber with spaces, people are actually gonna search for that? I don't think so. Then again, when I look at it, male VTuber is doing pretty okay compared to Tout or Anime or VTuber EN. VTuber EN is almost nothing. Just to compare, male VTuber has 277 impressions and VTuber EN is 53. That's like 5 times difference.
Yeah, that is a big difference.
Now, I want to use hybrid VTuber because sometimes I show my face, and when I do tarot readings, is that people going to search that?
But I guess like my question when you said that was like, what do you mean by hybrid? Do you mean like your mimic and your D20?
No, I'm like I'm a VTuber, but sometimes I also do face streams.
But then that's how I understood it. I understood it as your VTuber in dice form and mimic form, not face cam and VTuber.
Let's actually go to most search tags on Twitch. Let's see. When is that? From 2023 May. The most search tags include playing with viewers, AMA, ask me anything, which I tried. I started with that, but it's kind of a weird just chatting tag. Permadeath, challenge run, speed run, first playthrough, art commissions, backseat gaming allowed.
I feel like okay, so sometimes I do the backseating one just because like, okay, well this is a game where I don't mind people backseating me. But then I also sometimes do the tag of like, no backseating please.
And
so it's very interesting. I think playing around with the tags and just kind of seeing what works and what doesn't work is really kind of just the key to figuring out what tags will work for you. But it's also interesting just to see like everyone's experience backseating aloud. Didn't say I was going to listen though. You know what? That's very true. That is if anyone ever does that, let me know how that goes. Just like put backseating aloud, and then when they give you advice, they said that doesn't mean I allow backseating, but that doesn't mean I'm going to listen to what you said. I'm pretty sure they would get upset.
You can go to the Twitch browse. Let me put that in the chat. Where is the chat? You can go to the main Twitch page where you see all the most played categories. We have Just Chatting, Apex Legends, League of Legends, GTA 5, and so on. And in the search category tag, you just click on it. And you can see the most search tags right now, which is stealth, sports games, party, platformer, fighting, Metroidvania, rhythm and music game, educational game, MMO, action shooter, card and board game, FPS simulation, mystery, MOBA, hidden object, pinball, point and click, adventure games, RPG, visual novels, roguelike, mobile game, IRL in real life, forex, strategy, gambling games, puzzles, driving, racing, RTS, horror, creative, indie game, open world survival game overlay, arcade. All of these are related to games. Almost all of them related to games. So maybe we've been doing that wrong. Maybe we need to focus on games, you know? Maybe we need to change our tags depending on the game that we play. We play an indie game, we put the indie game tag. Stuff like this.
I feel like that's what I do sometimes. Like Subnautica, I definitely do that with, and I can see like a big difference. But when it comes to like when I've done indie games, like I feel like maybe like I'm streaming at the wrong time, not when like people are watching indie games. But I feel like some tags that I do for games don't get any traction at all. But then I think that goes back to what you had mentioned before of like, well, Twitch also recommends like a specific time for you to stream this game when there's going to be a lot of viewers, and that could be my issue there, because even I noticed that there's a very big difference when I stream during the day and when I stream at night. Even in for me personally, I notice that I get a lot more viewers when I stream from like 4 or 5 a.m. until about 7 or 8 p.m. And I think once it hits 8 p.m., which is like when my night streams are, is I don't get as much viewers. Because I think, one, that's a lot of people are getting ready to go to bed, people are just kind of relaxing, doing their own thing. And then on the other side of the world, a lot of people are asleep. A lot of people are working. And so
It's true, and you gotta stream at the same times because you want the community to go back and watch you and so on.
Yeah, and it's hard, especially since a lot of my viewers are in the Americas. And because a lot of them are in the Americas, everyone is just kind of getting ready to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, in the morning, people will listen to stuff while they get ready to work. People will listen while they're driving, or if they are able to listen at work or during school, they listen. And I think it really just comes down to, like, where are a majority of your viewers at?
Oh boy, it feels like years of needed experience that we don't have yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Which is a good point. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like Omega points out, who's one of my regulars. It seems a lot of my regular audience anyway are from the European, which is, I find that very interesting. That I have like a regular European audience people.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
So one thing that I've noticed, and I notice it because of my sister, is she often streams around, when she does stream, she either streams around like 3 or 4 p.m. CST, or like 6 or 7 p.m. CST, and that time tends to have a lot of European viewers. I don't know why, it just happens to be that way, because her chat is just completely full of German people. I feel like she doesn't have that many people watching from the States or the Americas, whereas my chat, I feel like majority is from the Americas, with the occasional outside of Americas, which I think is very interesting, and that kind of shows like the difference of the impact of what time you stream at. Because Morgana, what like days and times do you normally stream at? Because that could have an impact.
I generally stream from Fridays to Mondays, from 5 p.m. EST to 8 p.m. EST, which I don't know how much that affects. I mean, that's just sometimes it just feel comfortable to me to do it, and usually I get my regulars at that time, so I feel like well, that works out, you know.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, it's definitely interesting to figure out the time zone with all of that.
I do see when I do some research right now, I do see that it's really important to connect the tags to what you're doing. So, for example, the AMA tag, Ask Me Anything, is very popular, but only for people who do just chatting streams. And then the anime, they say that anime tag is good, but only if you do like streams about anime. And I put the anime tag right now because I talk about anime every once in a while, but I don't do a lot of anime. Tarot, though, I have tarot redeems. I always draw tarot cards, so that I do that. Then there's the weird playing with viewers. So I guess it's for Jackbox and such.
I mean, that makes sense, though. Yeah, I guess like at the end of the day, it tailors down to what games you are playing. For sure.
I will try to add the first playthrough in backseat gaming allowed. And I'll see how this goes. And I'll report I'll
back
report
next
later.
week.
Yep. So now I have the Male VTuber Towered podcast. Why do I have podcast? I don't know. I want to see how it works, the podcast one. Because I feel like Ask Me Anything could get people who randomly, I don't know.
I think that that takes away from like when you were saying earlier, it's like people who come in and ask random things
Yeah.
not related to the stream.
Exactly. And I play games, so I don't know if this is going to be. And then I have a mimic tag. I don't know. What's a mimic tag? Mimic.
I think okay. I have a good. None of the clips really pertain to anything, and so I think this is a good time to put in a clip. And so we are gonna do one of Morgana's clips first.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna be honest. I have had a busy week, and so I didn't develop the questions for the podcast until last night, and I forgot about clips until this morning, 30 minutes before the stream.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
Aguachi, welcome in.
I got the clip ready.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, let me go. 3.
Hey, Blue Jay, take a look at this. My family sent me a care package. They're the best. See here, my wife. No! Oh no! I'm done. I quit. It's. No! This is the worst.
I don't know why.
So what?
But I personally like it when you're either one doing a voice acting thing and you get so emotional that your mic peaks.
Yeah, that has happened a couple times. That's actually really, that's actually a clip. Actually, I don't know how, but it got noticed by people some of the devs of the game, and I was like, whoa.
What's happening in the
Oh.
clip?
Well, in that game, I meet this cool orc chef guy, and I was like, oh, this guy's really cool, nice and really hot. Oh man, maybe my character can romance him or something. And then he tells us he's married. I'm like. And I just got really upset. I'm like, no, he's married. This is the worst. So instant heartbreak. No.
Instant. It's like, no, I can no longer have this dream.
Can you romance in the game? I remember playing the demo.
No,
of this
I don't
game.
think so. No, but I was just one of those things no, why is he married? What could have been?
I feel like that's everyone's reaction when they find out someone they look up to is in a relationship where they're married.
Oh, no.
But the mic peaking was literally it's so great.
Thank you. That was just me, just my genuine reaction. I'm like, but yeah, that's happened a couple times with the game. I get excited about something at the point your mic, you got so excited that you peaked your mic. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, that is perfect. Actually, see some. I'm still looking at the tags and I see some. What?
Rui says, "Oh no, Mimic is married." Everyone gets upset.
No, I'm not married. I'm married to you, chat.
Aww.
Oh, you guys hear that? Where's the ring? Oh wait,
Yeah,
it's on
he's
his
got
hat.
Oh yeah, it's in the tongue. That's a ring. Well, actually, I get married to Valdis. That's a ring. Yeah, that is true.
What? Nyx is married?
Yes,
Here's
she
the ring pop.
is.
Here's the ring pop.
She swallowed the ring.
I ate it.
She ate it. Actually, I'm still looking at the tags and I'm reading some articles. There's every article gives you some different tags, but there's some tags like playing with viewers or the Ask Me Anything, educational, first playthrough, multiplayer, 12 hours challenge, world record, no commentary, educational tutorials. There's some good tags to get viewers. One interesting one is the creative tag, which I guess is for paints and actual working stuff. Gaming on a budget. That's the one. The tag gaming on a budget is perfect for those who want to provide thrifty gamers with guidance and advice. the tag really shines when paired with playing on a budget, while also broadcasting gameplay or playing with viewers. What does it mean, gaming on a budget? I thought it was
That sounds
games
like me.
which are cheap. The gaming on a budget tag is perfect for games with budgets, whether
That
it's
sounds like me.
$20, 20 wants to get the most gaming out of their money. What?
So I'll explain it. I am broke. I have no money, and so I always find the cheapest games that look fun. And when I
So
say
gaming
like,
on a budget would be like indie games and such.
basically indie games, so a lot of the games I play are indie games. The reason for that is because I have no money to spend on $40-$50 games. And so when I am able to like get a game on sale, so I buy all of my games when they are on sale. And so I will never buy anything full price because I am too broke to do so. I will
Thing is,
wait
when
for a game. I will
when I
wait
search
for
gaming
like
on a
year.
budget, I see only 5 results. So I'm not sure that's a good tag. When I search RPG, I see a lot. Maybe that's the best way to just go to Twitch, search a tag VTuber, see how many people, how many results pop up, and then see what other tags they use. I guess the most, the best ones. I can see a VTuber, chatty, storytelling.
Start.
Backseating is okay.
Backseating is okay.
Asian. Should I put the Asian tag? I'm technically in Asia.
You technically are. You're West Asian. I just put that in today, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna play around with my tags this week.
Yeah.
Any thoughts to changing any of your tags, Morgana?
Honestly, like I mean, I'll look into it more, but I don't really know what I would change or add to it. I just try to, like, the usual ones are just. I mean, I really wouldn't know what else to put there. Really, like, I had the ones for my games, the one about who I am and stuff like that. Like, usually I change the tags based on the game I'm playing. So if it's like a horror game, I'll put like Resident Evil or like horror or something like that. So, but some of them are like casual. Like, I'm always gonna be the casual streamer, so I'll just keep that on. I'll see maybe like how about maybe changing how I present. Like maybe VTuber with the space between the V and the tuber would be better. I don't know. I don't think it would be. I don't see how it would be better, but who knows?
I'm thinking the shorter the better, because I see in my tags that, well, I don't know, VTuber and male VTuber did good, but VTuber EN did really bad.
It's so interesting because English does well, but EN VTuber does not. Morgana, what were you gonna say?
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Shall we move on to the next? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, sure,
What?
go for it.
Okay. Ooh, so Mimic, I know you haven't gone on a hiatus, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I took a break of 1 week back in November last year.
So
Morgana that went horrible.
Morgana and I have both taken long hiatuses, and so the question is, what was the impact of your hiatus? How did it affect your streaming? How did it affect your streams? How did it affect you personally? How did it help you? How did you feel when you came back? Like, how do you feel after coming back? Because you just came back recently from your hiatus.
Yeah, it was like about like a month ago. Like, cause I had to take a couple month break from streaming because like I had school. Like, I had to finish my last assignment for school, and I was like, I can't be focusing both on streaming and school. It's just causing me too much stress to try to schedule both things. So I was like, I need to take the time off from streaming to focus and get this final assignment I need done for school, so that way I can go into streaming without having that like a voice going like, you should really be working on this assignment. I'm like, I know. And it has impacted me. Like, I've noticed, like, when I was before my hiatus, when I started to pick up more followers and views on like Twitter and stuff, I was like, oh, it's getting good average count, like 8 average viewers, getting consistent followers. Like I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty well. And then when I came back but then I took my hiatus and it came back and it definitely has slowed down and it does. And I really do appreciate my regulars. Like I always tell them, like you guys who always come by and hang out on my streams, like guys, people like Omega, and I know he was in the chat early, Archgreed, who always are regulars to come by to stream. I always do appreciate it, but I did notice like when I came back, things have definitely slowed down, and it has impacted me. It has caused me some anxiety and stress. Like I've talked to my partner about it. I'm like always like, oh, I'm not sure what I should be doing. Like I don't know what I could be changing. Because we all want to make content that people are gonna come and like watch and hang out and like get to know you and stuff. So it seemed like I was on that path, and it seems like taking my hiatus has kind of like put a pretty big break on that. And now I'm just trying to catch back up to where I was before, and it's a struggle for sure, but I keep pushing, I keep going forward, playing games and stuff, trying to make the best of the situation, but it can be hard. It can be hard at times, trying to be like, what am I doing? What was I doing before that I'm not doing now? Like, what is different?
Would you say that like you have changed anything after coming back from hiatus?
I mean, I guess I've changed like so. I mean, I haven't really. I think I wouldn't really know what I should be changing because the things like the things I'm doing now and things I'm doing before. So like, it's theoretically it should be like I post the things on Twitter and stuff, and I have grown my Discord a little bit, since. So it's always nice to see new people join, but it's like I'm not sure. I don't want my changes to be me playing like games like Genshin like or whatever. Like I can only totally understand people who focus on it. For me, it's like I feel like I wouldn't enjoy myself streaming if all I did streaming games that were like popular, like Genshin or Honkai or whatever. I like what I was doing where I'm streaming these single player games throughout the week, different single player games throughout the week, and having people get involved, like seeing the story of these games unfold alongside with me. And when I asked my people, the people in my community, it seemed like the majority did enjoy that as well. They're like, no, we like the variety stuff you're doing. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll keep going with it if that's what people in my community came to see me about. I might as well keep at it and get more people who enjoy that type of content.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like I've taken how many hiatuses have you taken, Morgana?
I think I took 2. My first one didn't really impact me much because I was still before I even reached affiliate. That was like last year, so that wasn't too like impactful but this one definitely was the second one I took, the one recently, like like a couple months back, that definitely was impactful to my viewership and stuff because I wasn't being consistent anymore. So people were like, oh, I guess this guy's not streaming anymore, so I'll go watch these other people. And now I'm like hard to get those people back. So I'm just kind of. It's just a matter of like maybe like hoping sometimes, and that's really sometimes all you can do is like keep making the content you like, and hoping people will come and appreciate that content.
Yeah, because let's see. I think I have taken a total of 3 hiatuses. One of them was a little bit longer than a month. That was due to some personal issues, but also on top of school and work. I didn't really sleep much that 1 month. I was just really busy, and so I knew that there was no time for me to be able to stream because I had things planned out for work and school for 3 weeks back to back, which is why I took a 1 month hiatus. And then I think back in March and February, I had done a week or a 2-week hiatus, also for some personal things. But I feel like the ones where it's like 1 week, 2 week, I didn't really notice that big of an impact too much. I feel like things were still, everything was the same as it was when I had like went on my hiatus. But then with my 1 month hiatus, I noticed a really big fluctuation.
When you came back?
When I came back, even though I was doing like the podcast with you, Mimic, every 2 weeks. Like I was still doing it every week, but like I myself was streaming every 2 weeks. It it didn't matter because when I still came back to do my own streams, my viewership dropped. Some of my regulars never came back anymore. And there was I personally felt a different flow of people. Some people will still come back. Some people have yet to come back after I came back from my hiatus. And I feel like it being away for a month, people have already found other streamers that they can watch within that time period.
Yeah.
And so I think like for me, if I ever have to do a hiatus again, I would leave it to 1 week, 2 weeks max. I think once you hit like the 3 week and like the 1 month is when it really starts to impact your stream and all of that, honestly. Because I definitely had like the regulars who were really happy and excited for me to come back. But then like the regulars who were here like maybe like twice a week, 3 times a week, they did not come back. But then the people who were here like every single stream before my hiatus was here as soon as I started the stream. And so that kind of also shows you like, I wouldn't say like dedication, but like how much they enjoy you as an individual. Or I could say in my chat how much they enjoy my suffering.
Casual consumers form new consumer habits. Yep. I remember before my 1 week break, I had completely different viewers. I had viewers who would actually join the stream every day. And after that 1 week, it was combined with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming out. And I felt like all of my viewers went to other channels to watch Pokemon, and I didn't play Pokemon. And then the opposite thing happened with Honkai Star Rail. I did play it when it launched, and I think the game is perfect for VTubers because that's anime. And then I got an influx of new viewers. But it kind of makes you afraid of taking a break again because what if you lose everyone again? But then again, I have some viewers who stayed through the break. And those are the real consumers, you know, those who stay because of you, not because they need someone to watch during that specific time.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the case sometimes too. Is like people will just find a random streamer to watch for that period of time, and whether or not they like you, they stay. If they don't like you, they just continue on as if they were never there to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. I guess, like, go ahead.
It's like I'm trying to find like the right words to put it. It has like when you take like when you take the longer break, it makes it like, well, maybe they did stop streaming, they just kind of move on. And while I do, and like you said, so you said like setting a limit, but like sometimes you don't have that option. Like sometimes stuff is just more important at the moment. You don't have the ability to do that. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that's what you have to deal with. Like if you have to put streaming aside for your personal life, for things that is out of your control, that's honestly what you kind of have to do sometimes. But it's still nice to know that your community, those who really enjoy you as an individual, will come back.
And that's what I always appreciate. That's why I always help my people really come back. How much I appreciate that. Like, you know, you guys coming and hanging out. You know, all like every time I stream is really do like it means a lot to me that you guys continue to come back day after day, week after week. You know, it's always nice to see the regulars show up. Be like, all right, you know, I'm always hanging with some people. And that's always feeling good about it. You know,
It makes me think. Rika, who was our guest 3 shows ago, she went to Japan, back to her family. And she said on her Twitter that she's not going to stream for the next 5 months. And I'm seriously thinking, what happens when she comes back after 5 months?
I
Does
saw
she
that.
still? Yeah.
I
Does
questioned
she
the same
get?
thing.
Because she reached like 50, 60 viewers when she did the Tetris, what was it? The Tetris itch.io game, and I'm curious. Is she gonna maintain that? Is she gonna lose some viewers? I really want to see what's gonna happen.
Because I feel like you might have like an average viewer of like 40, 50 people, but then like if you're gone for like 1 or 2 weeks, then you come back, that number is gonna probably double because everyone misses you. But then if you're gone for 3, 4, 5 months, it's a question of like, will they still enjoy your content? Will they still enjoy you as an individual? Because like, yeah, there's definitely gonna be people who, when you come back, they're gonna want to hear about, they're gonna hear about like, oh, this is my trip, this is what I did, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm gonna start doing again. Like, you're still gonna have those people, but then the people who were there like every single day for your stream, every day, every other day, or every like once in a while, they might not be there anymore. They might be finding other things or other people they enjoy more who stream more.
I can think of Arrow as an example. Arrow in a nutshell. He's not streaming a lot. He streams like once a week, once every 2 weeks, and sometimes he can take a break for a month. But he maintains the 10 to 20 viewers every time, and it's kind of like sometimes when I stream with him, suddenly there's like someone who watched him 3 years ago, like, hey, that's the person who came back. It's like he educated his community that he streams randomly. It could be once a week, once a month, and so on, and they do return. But when you educate your community that you stream every day for 10 hours and suddenly you don't do that, then you might lose them. So maybe it's also about educating your community to do something and then committing to that.
Yeah, that's why you usually
Go
stick
ahead.
to like the consistent streaming schedule,
Mhm.
you know, like usually because it's like those times
Yeah.
are usually good for me, and it seems like most of my regulars who when I stream at that time usually can come by and be able to enjoy the stream fully or for the most of it. So it just seems like it works out now.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm thinking before my break back in November, I used to stream almost every day, and sometimes it would easily go to 12 hours of stream. I would wake up and stream from morning to evening, and I would stream multiple times a day with multiple people. Sometimes I would stream multiple games, and I'm really thinking to myself, after you get some people used to that, suddenly you don't, I don't know, you don't stream that much. Maybe they find something else to do. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird situations that these 4 stages of learning something. The first stage is that you don't know that you don't know. You don't know that you're missing any knowledge. But then you have the second stage where you don't know. We know at this point that there's things beyond us that we don't know yet how to figure out. The next stage is that we don't know that we know. We learn some things, but we don't know that we know how to do them yet. And the final stage, the master stage, that we know. We make the money, we do everything properly, we can teach that to other people. So I'm starting to think that we are in a good position for the second stage. We know that there's a lot of things we don't know. And maybe the only thing to learn that is to keep exploring, keep reading the engagement. The discover page on the Twitch dashboard is phenomenal. There's a lot of good info, a lot of really, really good information. It shows you how your start stream notification works and where you find your viewers, what channels share viewers with you, and so on.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Cause like, for me personally, after like taking my month hiatus, I I don't want to have another long hiatus again because it had a really big impact. And I feel like I had my hiatus back in March, and that I think I came back around April or May, and I feel like I didn't get back to where I was until June or July, and so it took me a long time to get back to where I was before.
By the way, I know we're not a news channel, but there's an announcement from Hololive that Magni and Noir Vesper are graduating.
Oh,
So that's half of the Holostars English male production. Magni Desmond and Noir Vesper are graduating. And as I know, Cover Studio, I don't think there's going to be any reason to why. We regret to announce that two members of the VTuber group Holostars English, Magni Desmond, Noir Vesper, will graduate on Thursday, August 31st. So that's a week from now.
oh my gosh.
The members will not be performing any further activities, such as a graduation stream.
Oh.
They're not even doing a graduation. That really sounds like a termination, actually.
Yeah,
That
that
sounds
doesn't sound like that doesn't sound like
yeah.
a mutual like, oh, we're retiring. They're like, okay, sounds like, yeah, you.
In accordance with their wishes, we have accepted their decisions to graduate. Maybe they decided because they don't like the directions of things. We deeply appreciate the contributions to our fans and all involved. We understand this is a sudden graduation announcement following a prolonged hiatus. Might be quite unexpected and distressing. Nevertheless, we are truly grateful for the warm support. Regarding graduation, we'll be providing separate announcements about merchandise. Regarding the matter following arrangement has been made. Closure of various services. Fan letter reception. I see that it's not a full termination because their channels are going to stay, but there's no further explanation of why. And that actually joins a recent graduation from a lot of other corpo VTubers, which is kind of shocking in a way.
I feel like this is so similar to Yugo Azuma, which their contract was just terminated instantly after their hiatus as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I know those two have had issues with their
They had some
contracts.
hiatuses. Yeah.
They've had some hiatuses due to some of their content and some of the things they've said.
Hello, Reki. Yeah, graduation is a weird terminology.
Yeah, when I first
It's a-
heard that, I was like, why is this called like what? It's like graduation is like a positive thing. So why is
It's a
this?
very, very nice and colorful way to say that either they quit or they're fired.
Yeah, so that was one of those things I was very confused about when I first get more into the VTuber scene, where it's like, oh, did you hear so and so is graduating? I'm like, good. Like I don't know what you would like. Was that a good thing? It's like no, it means they're, and it's like no, that means they're quitting. I'm like, then why would they call it graduating?
Well, the Japanese VTubers, the original ones, didn't want to disappoint the fans, so they call it a graduate. So it's like a fun thing, you know. It's a the graduate. Actually, it started from AKB, from the actual idols. When an idol quit their job or fired, they don't want the fans to be disappointed. So like she graduates from this band, she goes to a different band. She's gonna grow up. She's gonna be an adult. She's gonna do, actual performances and so on. But this connects directly to what we're talking about, the hiatuses, because both of them took a lot of hiatuses. And there's some VTubers like Ina or Gura who also take very, very long hiatuses, and people are afraid, what if they're gonna graduate? And maybe like in Hololive, in other corpos, they have the rules that you have to stream 3 times a week for like a year or something. Maybe because of the hiatus, they couldn't do it. Maybe we know that VTubers deal with a lot of mental issues. Could be something like that as well. Could be that they were limited in ways that they didn't expect. I know from talking to Japanese people that working in Japanese companies can sometimes demand a lot of overtime that you don't get rewarded for. And the Japanese government have a lot of issues with that. They started forcing companies um, to not allow people to work overtime because that's a thing that European countries have been doing that shows better results to not tire and burn out your employees. Actually, a good anime that talks about it is Zone 100 that just started recently, and it's a really good anime about that. Yeah, idol culture and Japanese culture and so on, and maybe just too many VTubers, and it's less rewarding now. You know.
I do feel like a lot more VTubers a lot more people are streaming as VTubers than with like a face cam now. But that's just my
Mm-hmm.
my thought and like view on it, because I feel like I maybe because it's only because like my stuff is giving me VTubers content, but I also feel like on Twitter too is like a lot of the things I'm seeing now is like, oh, I'm gonna do my first stream on this day, I'm gonna do my first stream then, or I finally got my model for this, or I got this, so I can now finally start streaming. And it's just like every day you see new VTubers just out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. And there's so many VTubers now with just a PNG. It kind of brings me back to the early days of the internet where you had just avatars, a forum with you have a name and an avatar, and now we call it VTubers, but it's just a name and an avatar, basically. So there's a big question: what is a VTuber? Who's a VTuber? Do you need a live 2D model? Do you need to move on the screen? You need animation? You need rigging? You need, I don't know. If you go back to the first VTubers, the Japanese ones, um, all of them are 3D. There's no live 2D back then. You have some the big ones like Kizuna. They all kind of have this cosplay like narrative where they are actually AI and they're actually living the digital world. And now we kind of all agree that we are actually humans. We have lives. This is just a persona we put on ourselves. There's definitely oversaturation of VTubers. Yeah, there's so many, and I think there's a lot of people who think I'll be a VTuber. It's gonna be magical. I'll make a lot of money. I'll be like this big VTubers on screen. Um, but then if you look at the latest line of graduations, and you can see some VTubers from VShojo quitting VShojo as well. It's confusing. It's confusing. Obviously, it's not as magical as it seemed at first. Rip stream.
What?
Nyx.
Wait, what?
Nyx.
What?
Nyx.
What?
I see the stream. Error, I think it's your issue.
Back? It seemed fine to me the whole time. I guess
With
the
a
stream
glitch
died.
in the matrix.
I guess the stream died for a second.
Actually, it's yesterday I did a D&D session.
Stream is dipping. Oh,
stream
well,
is
I know
dipping a bit.
I know Twitch was having issues yesterday, so maybe
Yeah.
maybe.
Just when I started the stream, there was a white screen for everyone, and nobody could see my stream. And you had to go incognito mode or log out to see the stream. That was so weird.
What?
Luckily, I was doing a D&D session about VTubers being lost in this digital world. So I immediately changed the story to, you glitched Twitch. Twitch is ruined because of you guys. Now you have to finish the adventure to fix Twitch.
Oh my gosh.
It was really funny. So we played around with that idea.
That is really funny.
Mm.
That is, but okay, lagging.
Lagging a bit. Let me say something else, something more about Hatus. I've been trying to get back to do a lot of collabs recently because of the VTube Wizardry server, the VTWiz, which VTWiz.
I don't have it
Doesn't
yet.
have the command.
I don't have it yet.
Join our new VTuber community at tinyurl.com/VTWiz.
Any of you guys aren't there yet, please
Look,
join.
manually. And because of that, I really want to. I've been talking in in voice chat with virtual chat, with voice chat, in voice chat with people there, and I'm trying to do more collabs with people in there. And that brings it back to like a year ago when I chased after people for collabs. And I've been organizing this week 3 D&D groups, new groups with new players, like 15 new players. In addition to some extra collabs. And then the result is that I got so tired because it's again, the usual stuff. 50% of collab members will cancel at the last moment. Not because of their fault, it's because there's, life, shenanigans. And I've been trying to do stuff like remind them 24 hours before, remind them on 1 hour before, and so on. So when they cancel a collab, at least I get to know that beforehand, not at the last moment. But it drains you energetically so much.
It does.
So you gotta get ready for everything. Good night, Makoto. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good night, good night.
And reckon everyone, when you have issues, try to lower to 160p or put it on voice only. Maybe that will help. Audio only on Twitch. Settings. I've popped in once or twice. Yeah, I talked to Rooted Moon.
Oh, yeah.
He's not an actual moon.
We've been bamboozled.
At this point, I know that people are not what they seem, what they appear, Epicmorgana might not be a panda in real life.
No. You've spoiled my secret. What have
Maybe
you
it is, I
done?
don't know.
But yeah, like for me with the VTubing stuff, I've always saw my model as like not like, oh, I've never really thought of myself as playing a character. I'm just me, and I see my model as just an extension of myself. And it's just like, this is just a thing I put on so I have some more personality for my streams, so I have some sort of visual component for people. It's less about me playing a character or like having like when people talk about like, oh, like I have my like character, like my VTubers lore, I'm like, I don't really have anything like that. I just kind of I'm a panda cat and I play video games. That's kind of the end and beginning of it. Thank you for the shout out, by the way.
Yeah, the shout out to Epicmorgana. Follow him. We forgot to shout out people.
So I've always just seen it as a way to like I just want to add a more visual component to the stream to have it look visually nicer, and also just to add some more personality to it. Because like I just made the model of based off like originally actually. Before I even start streaming, I have a friend who streams, and she drew all of us like little PNG models for her streams, and she drew mine as like a little panda cat. So when I started VTubing, I asked her, "Hey, could I take your model, the thing you drew for me, and like and have someone else like design a model based off it?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure. I'm a panda cat, so I'm half panda." RPG Reki.
Aren't all pandas cats basically? Because panda in Chinese, I think it's a bear cat.
Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't know? Let's go.
Wait a minute.
We're learning.
Panda literally means bear cat.
Oh my.
So all pandas are technically cats.
Oh
You are
my
just
god.
a panda.
Well
Can we
done.
Google this?
You can
Hold
Google
on.
that, yeah.
Are pandas cats? Let's see.
That doesn't sound right though. They're always been called like panda bears. They're bears, right?
Yeah, the word panda means bear cat.
Okay, so for many decades, the classification of the giant panda was debated because it shares characteristics with both bears and raccoons. However, in 1985, molecular study indicates giant panda is a true bear.
But the word panda.
Oh, the word panda.
The word panda. Many years ago, they decided it's a panda. Yeah, there is also the argument if a bat is a bird or not. It's been a debate in many years. What is a bird? Is it anything that flies?
I mean, I looked up. It says the name panda is believed to come from the Nepali word panya, meaning bamboo eater or bamboo footed.
What? Wait a
That's
second.
what it's.
Wait a second.
Panda,
Panda.
you're misleading us.
Oh, here it
my
is. Here
God.
it is. The Chinese word for panda means bear cat.
Yeah. But it's not panda in Chinese. What's the name of panda in Chinese?
Hold on.
Panda is both a boy name and a girl's name, meaning bamboo eater.
No,
I think it's a name.
No, I'm not looking for a
Uh-huh.
Panda Express.
Panda
Oh,
word meaning panda, large bird like something.
because in Chinese
Song. I'm gonna.
it's song mao, which mao
Okay.
means cat.
Okay. I was about to say I was about to say to myself, I was like, I know I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation.
So panda is actually son mao.
Yeah, so and
Song
mao
mao.
means cat. Because
Hmm.
the word Mao is a very common. A lot of countries use it because it's Mao in Chinese, it's male in Vietnamese, and so a lot of the countries use similar pronunciations for the same animal. Um, but I think it's just kind of like a general term because a lot of people will give. Honestly, it's so interesting. Languages are interesting. Words
Convinced
don't make sense.
pandas are just dumber and fatter versions of raccoons. Raccoons are not smart. I
Raccoons
saw
are
a TikTok.
smart.
I saw.
They
They
can figure
wash
out clever.
They
They can
wash their
figure out.
cotton candy.
I saw a
They
TikTok
figure.
video yesterday of a raccoon and a cat inside of this glass cage, and a cat just jumps out, and the raccoon just stands there and starts jumping in place. But it jumps so small he can't get out.
Oh, I've seen that.
I've seen raccoons figure out clever ways to get inside trash cans for the food.
Hmm. Trash pandas.
Trash panda.
No, not a trash panda.
But they're so cute. They feed them. Oh, wait, I feed them.
You wanna move on to the next topic?
Yes, we actually had a really good segue into
The weekly goals.
no. Question number 6. Initial
Initial current
versus
initial
current thoughts about streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because we talked
Well-
about
Which
that a little
is-
bit.
Yeah. Morgana talked about what you, or kind of like what you started as you see yourself. Are you just an is the VTuber model something else? Is a character just an extension of yourself and so on?
Yeah, and like when I initially started streaming, it was like I want to say was it like 3 years ago. I didn't even have a model or anything when I started streaming 3 years ago. It's just like something I did on a whim where I was like, and actually this leads to something I wanted to talk about earlier with the whole choosing my games things. A lot of the games I choose are kind of just games I've had on my backlog for a while now. I'm like, I haven't beat this game or I haven't played this game yet. Maybe I can do this as a stream game. That's basically how I sometimes choose a game. Just like I know I should beat this at this point. And it was like a couple years back where I got this, had this game in my library, Resident Evil 7. And I was like, I want to play this, but I'm wondering, do I just play it by myself, or maybe do I want to see if maybe people want to stream it? So on my friend's Discord, where she has a whole like channel for like pimping your stuff out, like if you have a YouTube or whatever, I just put a poll out saying, do you guys want to see me play Resident Evil 7? And the votes and the people who voted, the majority came up saying like, yeah, stream it. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll start streaming. And I was like very nervous in the beginning. I even had my friends join me in voice calls in the beginning because it's like I don't know if I can do this by myself for a while. So I would have them join me to make things easier. As I got more into streaming, I was a lot more comfortable being by myself in the calls, doing the streams. It was a very like nerve-wracking to start. Like because I wasn't sure what I was doing or like if I'm gonna even get viewers or what's going on. But as time went on, I got like a lot more. I got into the rhythm of things, and eventually I thought I wanted to add some more personality to the stream. So I commissioned a friend of mine to make me my model that I'm currently using now, and I wanted it to be a combination of a lot of things I do. Like I really enjoyed the Yakuza game, so I have the suit and stuff from the main character of the last Yakuza game, and then I had the scarf that my friend drew for the original model that she had for her stream. And then yeah, the Panda Cat stuff was based off like the fact that the name Morgana comes from a little inside joke when she streamed the Persona 5, and at some point the character in there named Morgana left the party. So it was a joke. I was like, haha, I'll be the new Morgana, and then I changed my name into Epicmorgana for like a funny haha. And the name just kind of stuck, and then eventually she just drew me as this panda cat, and I just kind of rolled with it. And it's like that's just how it's been for the last couple of years now. And now my current thoughts of streaming is like, it, like I said before, like it can be very nerve wracking and like sometimes like a little stressful because like, you're not wondering what if you could be doing anything better or not. But I do enjoy hanging out with people and showing people games I enjoy and showing if like, oh, you haven't played this series before or seen this game before, I'll play it and you guys can check it out and see if you guys vibe with it or not, or I get my community involved in choosing the games so I can play their games they would want to see that I haven't played before, stuff like that. And I still do have fun with it. And it's definitely going better than I imagined because and when I started off, I was like, I'm probably getting like one or two people, and it was very hard, like slow for a while. But
Mhm.
eventually, I started to get more involved in the community, like on Twitter and stuff. I got into one of those posts where it's like, oh, post your PNG and whatever, and follow everyone who likes it. I was like, yeah, sure, why not, right? I might as well try to expand my people I get to know, and it worked. And I met some wonderful people. I've made some really awesome friendships, such as yourself, Nyx, and other people like Vasana is one of those people, and like all those, and a bunch of new streamer friends. I really got to get to know them. I'm really grateful that I get to
Mm.
hang out with and talk to, and plan collabs or just hang out with. So, and while I do have the realistic, like I know probably never gonna get to the point of streaming where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get like hundreds and thousands of viewers and followers, all that. But like, I feel like I'm in a
Well, you
good
never
place.
know.
You never know, but you sometimes have to set like realistic expectations so you don't set yourself up for like disappointment. But
Mhm.
I feel more than grateful that the fact that I've made so many wonderful friends in the community, like real friendships, and I got to where I am right now, which I was like very like I'm still always trying to put, I want to push to grow and like make better content, like start making more like YouTube stuff, like VODs and whatnot. But I'm still very happy that I got to the point where I am, and I've met people, I've more friendships that I made friendship with, and starting to get more community, like people that join my community, like my Discord and whatnot. So it's been a very cool experience.
It's really funny how you mention like finding other VTubers, because I feel like a lot of people that I know now, I found through the same exact way you found people, is like post your PNG, post your link, meet other people. I feel like that's how I found a lot of people and I made a lot of connections.
Mm.
Um, and like you could definitely tell the people who were trying to help you and the people who were doing it just to gain followers.
Hmm.
Well, now
And
you can, in retrospect.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
I really
even then you could tell. Or at least I could.
I don't really get like nowadays. I don't really get into those posts anymore because now it's like I would like people to follow me because like they see my stuff I post and be like, I like this guy. Let me check out more of his stuff.
Mhm.
Rather I just less and less about the numbers of it. Like it's
Mhm.
cool having getting like the big number like at 1,200 followers. Was like I would rather have more people follow me, not because like, oh, they see me have the hashtag VTuber and they're like, oh, VTuber follow. I'd rather be like, see my post like, oh, that guy seems pretty neato. Let me check out more of his posts and stuff. I would rather like it's just like rather have a consistent amount of like even like a couple
More
people
organic.
than
Organic.
Yeah.
just like just the big number. I was like, well, I
Mhm.
have the big number, but like if no one's doing it, if no one's like interacting with my post or whatever, or
Yeah.
when there was then it's not really anything different, you know. But I am grateful still that I did get into that post all. I might not have met my current partner if not for getting to that post like a couple months ago.
Oh,
So yeah, you never know with these things what could bring from it.
it definitely
You
is
know.
very interesting. I mean, I feel like I Mimic. I when I did those, I feel like I saw you everywhere, Mimic.
I was trying to get every single follow for follow post. It was really fun to do. It was kind of like a game. Unfortunately, I got a lot of very, very toxic people from that. Um, and I ended up one day unfollowing. I was in a really, really bad time. And I think that's one big initial versus uh, initial versus current thoughts about streaming, which is I didn't expect how much mental toll that would be. It seemed a lot of fun, but there's so much toxicity in the community, so much mental issues, and at one point, I just felt like this is too much. Either I'm cleaning everything, or I'm gone from streaming because that community it was a bit too much for me at one point. So I ended up one day just unfollowing I think 1,500 people. I just went through my unfollow list and every single person that I didn't know, I didn't feel comfortable. People who posted porn, people who did questionable things, I just unfollowed them. And many times, people who just I didn't really know them. People that why do I follow that person? Now I felt really bad because I was in all of the follow for follow posts. So I did some announcements. Hey, I'm gonna unfollow a lot of people, so feel free to unfollow me or stuff like that. And I think I lost like 2,000 followers over the span of a few months. I had I feel like 2 months that I barely grew. I got follower, lost a follow, got a follow, lost a follow, and I think many of the followers I got were people who really like to see memes, but they're not really interacting. And the people that I lost are people who were in the follow for follow. A lot of them are VTubers, and I felt bad that I lost them. On the other hand, it wasn't really organic growth. Now, I'm only following people that I actually watch their stream, maybe people that I collab with. I look at their Twitter, I see that they're normal people and not crazy people. Um, and I will not shut up. I will keep speaking over the ads.
I don't feel
You
like gonna just keep on going.
buy a sub. It's only $4.99.
Surprisingly, I found this out. Subs in the States are more expensive than subs anywhere else. You'll never know.
So yeah, recently I did get to follow some people that I unfollowed back then. And I think I look at things differently now. I think I went through some kind of threshold in a way. I understand that you meet some shitty people every once in a while. And if you met one shitty person, it doesn't mean you have to nuke 1,500 other people, right? You can just nuke that person, have a bad day, and move on. But back then, I wasn't that strong. Back then, I was still shocked from a lot of stuff. And I know some people who actually got very, very offended that I unfollowed them. Some people were like, why did you unfollow me? Do you hate me? Someone told a friend that Mimic hates me because he unfollowed me. No, it doesn't mean that way. Just like last week, we talked with Valdis after their Discord server got nuked by a virus. Some people thought they were banned from the Discord server. So you never know that kind of things. Mimic hates me because he doesn't follow me. Well, Coco, I took on myself to say, if you call me out on Twitch on stream, I will never follow you. Never, ever, ever. No collab, no voice chat, no follow. Never, ever, ever.
And it's so
ever.
interesting that people will actually do that. They will go into their stream and they say like, "Oh, this is so interesting. This person just unfollowed me. I wonder why. Let's go message them."
Oh my god.
I've actually watched it happen.
People do that
during
on stream?
Yeah, someone will go into so a streamer will go into a streamer's chat. The streamer will say, "Hey, I noticed you unfollowed me on X, Y, and Z. Did you unfollow me or did something happen?" And then the streamer then has to like make up an excuse. But like the community knows that there wasn't a good connection between the two people, and so they decided to just kind of cut things right there without telling the other streamer.
Mm-hmm.
The other streamer goes into the chat and just starts the mini drama of like, "Why'd you do that? Why is there an unfollow? And so
I had
because
one
one of
time.
them
Yeah, go on.
because one of them was through Twitter, they just blamed it on because Twitter is changing to X. The unfollow would happen that way instead of actually saying like, "Well, I unfollowed you because I don't want to follow you anymore." They just blamed it on Twitter itself.
So one time I actually tried to reason a person. Have you seen the people that have unfollow banned? What is that? Unfollow? Wait.
Unfollow
Oh, I read two messages.
notifications.
Unfollow notification on Twitch. What? People that have unfollow notification. What
That's
is
a
that?
thing.
It's like, oh, you have this website that makes sure that um the website makes a list of every person who follows you, and then if someone unfollows you, it updates the list and send you a message of who unfollowed you. I know of some people who have those on Twitter, and every time someone unfollows them, they they get a notification, and I know some people who will instantly go and block that person because if you
What?
unfollowed me, you deserve to be blocked because I can't trust you anymore, and so on. And I've seen that. I've been actually in the past in contact with a few people like that, and thankfully I'm not in associate with them anymore. But I've been blocked by some people that I unfollowed because of that reason. I saw you unfollowed me. Uh, you don't deserve my support anymore. I'm blocking you, and you don't deserve redeem and whatever. And then they block you. There was one person who messaged me. I saw that you unfollowed me, and I was
Oh.
very offended. I want to know why. So I explained. I was involved with some toxic situation. I don't know a lot of people that I'm following. There's too much porn on my timeline. I don't want porn on my timeline at all. So I unfollowed every person who posted anything regarding porn, cancel culture, dramas. If you posted anything about drama, I don't want to see that, and so on. And that person was involved in any of that kind of things, and they were like, this was really important for me to post it on Twitter. It's unfair that you unfollowed me because of that, and I tried to justify that. I really tried. I actually ended up following that person again, and a few weeks later, they locked their account for weird reason. I don't even know what. And I went way beyond, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna message them. Hey, is everything okay? Do you want a tarot reading? Do you want to talk? Do you want something? And they didn't respond. They completely ignored me. So I unfollowed them again. The instant I unfollowed them, they messaged me. I see you unfollowed me again. I see you really hate me, and so on. And I think if anyone messages you regarding you unfollowing them, uh, maybe you don't need to bother explaining yourself. If you unfollow someone, that's completely okay. Never explain your actions. If you unfollow someone, if you block someone, you don't owe reasoning to anyone. And that's, I think, one really, really big initial versus current thought about streaming. I didn't know how much crybabies, how much childish, how much mental stupid dramas can happen behind the scenes. But you gotta go through that kind of stuff every once in a while to grow up as a person and deal with it better next time.
So Kai says there's a bot on Twitch, and when someone unfollows you, it sends a notification to the chat.
To the chat, wow.
To the chat. So like a stream elements notification. That's
Wow.
wow. That reminds me of that literally reminds me of like the Discord bot that tells you when someone leaves a server.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Exactly.
why do you need to call someone out on that?
Exactly. I was in a Discord server that broke, but they had that every time someone left, or it says X left the server. And I always thought, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Why would you have something like that? First of all, that's shaming the person who left. They could leave for all kinds of reasons. Second, it looks bad for your server. If I had an unfollow notification, do I need during the stream to see someone unfollow me? Why do I need that? That's like so demotivating. That's one of the reasons I removed the stream information, Twitch stats, Twitch
What?
stats window. I removed the Twitch stats window from my stream from OBS. Um, the VTuber gacha bot.
Wait, why does the
I
gotcha bot say that?
It's Arrow. Arrow is messing with us.
Oh.
Arrow is the papa of the big gacha bot. But for example, in the Twitch stat, you can see how many people subscribe to you, right? Um, and because you see, because some people, let's say, someone gives you 10 subs in a month, you're going to lose those 10 subs at the same time. So you look, let's say you have 10 subs, then you look and now you have 0 subs. And that's gonna blow to your stomach, you know? Let's say let's say you had 10 bots following you and now Twitch banned them. Suddenly you have, I don't know, 1,000 followers, now you have 990 followers. And you don't want to see those kind of things during a stream. That's why I think an unfollow bot is completely stupid.
It's very unnecessary. Mimic, would you like to translate?
これは何が something いいことだというふりをする I have no idea what he said, but it's fine. Coco doesn't know Japanese. He took it from Google or something. He's half Japanese and doesn't know Japanese. What will your grandparents think?
Oh no. But yeah, I feel like
Yes.
my initial thought of like when I first started streaming to right now has very much changed because I now understand streaming a lot more. Because at first, when I first started like learning about everything, because October 30th was when I decided that I am going to start streaming. And that's when I started creating, I created my Twitch was created before that. That's when I created my Twitter and all like my emails and stuff, and like switched everything from like my personal accounts to streaming accounts. So that was when like I first like was very set on this is what I want to do. This is gonna be a hobby. But it took me so long to be able to like figure out everything, understand like some of like the working parts of like streaming, but like, I still didn't fully understand it yet. And so one of the reasons why like I did a lot of like the VTuber follow stuff was like I wanted to meet people in order to be able to learn more about streaming, because a lot of it was like I would then message the person and be like, hey, I have a question, could you explain this and this to me? Or like people would reach out to me and like they'd like based off like a tweet I had said, they would say like, oh, be careful about this and that, and then we would just have like a really short brief conversation in Twitter, just like off of like questions that I had. And that's kind of, I feel like I learned a lot of things. So that's one reason like why Morgana and I know each other, is like we went through the follower thing and I actually asked him questions.
I was very surprised about that because I was like, I don't know. I mean, I was happy to help you out, but in my mind, I'm like, but I don't know what I'm doing either.
But like your advice, even though like you don't think you're doing a lot of stuff, to someone who hasn't ever streamed before, does not know any of the working basis for it, it really means a lot. And the fact that like you were willing to give advice to someone you barely knew who was just starting out, who hasn't even streamed at all, already shows like you don't care about the numbers, you don't care about any of that. You want to be able to be there and help people. For me, that was how I knew who the good people were and who weren't.
Yeah, I want to go to the next topic with number 5, which I think is a good segue. Streaming setbacks.
Well, I feel like
I think we're starting to.
I feel like
go.
I talked. Morgana spoke for one sentence and conflict. I mean, I don't want to like interrupt what they're saying, so I'm just being patient. I don't want to like.
Don't worry.
I know. It's just when you're in the middle of something saying, I'm just saying like, well, they're in the middle of their thought, so when they finish, I can chime in, and if they have anything they want to say to me.
Yeah, have you heard of patience, chat?
I'm sorry. This is just like it was the first time doing like something like this. I'm very meeting some new people. Let me.
Mm.
Oh,
Stars don't speak, they shine. That is facts.
Aww,
you know.
he's a shiny panda.
Now you can
I guess
interrupt Mimic.
I just don't want to be rude. I'm a guest.
You're good. No worries.
Ah, you're doing okay. Listen, the
Like,
fact that Coco wasn't here since the beginning of the stream, the fact that Coco was here and wasn't here on time to watch us fully doesn't, Morgana was speaking way before you were here. He was speaking before you were born.
But yeah,
I, mean, I,
streaming setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I touched on the whole hiatus stuff. About like with the whole like
But
coming back to my hiatus and like my viewership not being as
Yeah.
yeah,
or like
I would say let's go to the dark side. Aside from hiatuses, which is hiatus is a setback that you make, right? It's your choice.
Mhm.
What's kind of a setback that is not your choice? Something that is forced upon you.
I thought that.
Mm.
I guess like burnout was a thing for me.
Mm.
Like I think I touched on this before, but like yeah, burnout can be a real issue. Like if you find yourself where like I like that's one of the reasons why I went into the variety streaming because I was like burnout was a real bad. Like it got to the point where I was like actively going like, oh god, I have to stream this game again. And it's like and that was like a period big step where like I could feel like my energy was not as high as it used to be. I was kind of felt like I was going through the motions like, all right, playing the game, all right, done with the game, see you guys tomorrow for the same game. And I was just like, I want to play something else. I was like, you know what, the best solution to that, I just go variety. Like we'll have different each June day will be a different game. I'll go through four different games at once. That way it makes the content more interesting and fun for me. Uh and it keeps things interesting for the people watching. That way they're not just stuck. Because if I'm streaming a game that people don't really vibe with, then like, well, I guess I'm not really gonna be able to vibe with this game for a while. So that's just that. But that way, if I have different games going on, especially games where like I'm letting my community um get involved in like what game I'm going with, they'll be like, oh, like, oh, I do enjoy this game. So I want to. So yeah, I'm gonna be showing up for these games more, and it just makes it more fun for me when I'm playing different games I enjoy at the same time. Like, oh, I'm playing the horror games on this day, or I'm playing my action hack and slash games on this day, and it's just nice that way. And I get to, especially also that way, if a new game comes out that I want to play, I don't have to wait till I beat this one game to play. I'd be like, well, I could just take away this one game and then swap in the new game for a bit and still play the other games too. So it's like I don't have to wait like say if I'm playing a long game, I have to wait like a month or two till I can play this new shiny game. I could just like swap in one of the shorter games for this new game and then come back to that game later, and still have my other content keep progressing. Other than that, like setback wise, like I guess something I can control is like people coming in. Like sometimes you're gonna have streams in which not a lot of people come in, and it's gonna not feel great. But you kind of just have to like, you know what? This is how it is sometimes. This is something that a lot of people, like most content creators deal with at some point, where you're not getting the views you were getting before, but you're still gonna get the people regulars, and you still appreciate that. And you just kind of have to enjoy. Like if you're playing a game you enjoy, you just enjoy it. Like even if not a lot of people are watching, if you and yourself are having a good time with the game, enjoy that. Bring that energy of the game you like into the stream. The people who are there will vibe with it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's a game you're excited about. Like I know when the new Yakuza game comes out in a couple months, I'm like I don't even care who comes and watch. I'm playing that game on stream. I don't care.
I think one unique setback I had was, like I said, there was a Pokemon game that came out, and I wasn't playing it. And then there was a Final Fantasy 16 that came out, and I didn't play it. Every time a new game is a big hype for the people who watch me, and I don't play that game, I feel like it's a big setback. I feel like it's like I don't want. It's like I don't want to stream. You know, it's really weird. I feel like right now, Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and um, and I think everybody is expecting me to play that. Many people said, "Oh, Mimic, you gotta play that game," and um, and I don't, because the game expensive, because it's back to that. You need a powerful computer, you need a powerful rig, you need expensive games sometimes, and sometimes I feel like this is a setback. Obviously, you don't need an expensive model and an expensive computer and so on. But I sometimes feel like there's games that I can't use VTube Studio with. I have to use just a PNG. And then there's games that my computer can't run properly. And then sometimes my computer can crash. And I feel like this is a bit of a setback. And there's some games that are, I really want to play them, but they might be very, very expensive. And I think these are kind of technical setbacks that just happen, and you can't really do anything about it. But every time there's something like that happening, it's kind of like, oh man, I don't want to stream for a day or for a week and so on.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I definitely have that issue with like technical problems. Like the setback that I cannot get past is my Wi-Fi issue.
Like you said, you fixed it.
Yes, but it's kind of like the question, like, but how long is it gonna last?
Mm-hmm.
Because with where I'm located at, there's constant storms, there's constant weather issue, and that just knocks out the Wi-Fi. And so it prevents us from streaming, it prevents us from using the Wi-Fi in general. My city has discussed getting us fiber to home, but we don't even know if like when that's gonna happen, and if it does happen, if it's gonna like disconnect our Wi-Fi for X period of time. And so I feel like the setback that I always face is my Wi-Fi, because I don't know if on that day my Wi-Fi is going to work, or if on that day my
Jess says your voice is a bit low, Nyx.
going to, I'm fixing that right now, is going to just suddenly cut out for me midstream, because I've had days where I start up the stream and I already start off with 60% drop frame rates, and it starts in the thousands. I have days where I start my stream and I don't have any drop frames for 2 hours, and then suddenly it spikes up to 30% drop frame rates. My Wi-Fi is so unpredictable that it's very hard to coordinate a stream sometimes, and it's hard to do collab because of that very issue. And so for me, I feel like my only setback really is that I don't put on myself, because I definitely have setbacks when it comes to school and work, but those are because I choose to do those. Whereas my Wi-Fi, I don't choose to have issues with my Wi-Fi. If I could get better Wi-Fi, I would. Because when I first started streaming, I actually called up my Wi-Fi provider and I asked them, is there any way to upgrade my Wi-Fi? I will pay more for it. And their honest answer was, well, you right now have an upload speed of 1 with a download speed of 12. That is the fastest Wi-Fi speed that we can get you in your area at the moment, but we are working on getting you faster Wi-Fi. And it's just kind of like that. I knew that was a lie, because we had only upgraded to that 12-in-1 not too long ago. Probably like a year ago is when we got better Wi-Fi. And the fact that it took them 15 years to get us a upload speed of 1 and a download speed of 12, in comparison to before, when it was like 0.2 and 1. And so it's just kind of like my only setback to streaming is my Wi-Fi. Because then like that, it also prevents me from playing certain games, because some games cannot be played while streaming and playing at the same time, just because it takes up so much. And another issue that I have is because my sister is also a streamer. We had to share the Wi-Fi, and so we had to coordinate with each other. I had to tell her like, "Hey, I need to do this thing for work. I need to do this thing for school. Are you going to be streaming? Because only one person can use the Wi-Fi at a time. She can't play a game when I'm streaming. I can't play a game when she's streaming." And we had to kind of coordinate because our Wi-Fi can only handle so much. So it's interesting.
So there's
Like,
kind
well,
of technical issues that you can't really expect.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To go back to what Mimic was saying, but like streaming games, like not for the same reasons technical wise, but I do feel what you mean about like not streaming. Like for me, one of the things for me is like I don't think I could stream a game like Baldur's Gate or a game like say like Witcher or whatever. Those like big open world like 100-hour games, because like that feels like there'd be so much like dead air, like because a lot of those games are like just walking or like moving. So it's like, what do I do for like an hour if I'm just like taking the horse from like point A to point B and there's like really nothing going on between? So I tend to try to avoid those big open world games. And for a game like Baldur's Gate, there was a moment where I was playing it by myself where it's like I did this thing which was really cool that took me, but it was very a tedious thing that took me like an hour. I'm like, well, I'm enjoying this. This would be terrible content for streaming because it's just an hour of me doing this one thing that's very tedious and not super exciting to watch someone do. So like, I'm always trying to think like, what are so for me, it's like I always try to have to find the line between like a game that's like like open, like linear enough where it's like it doesn't feel like um there'd be too much downtime, but still like interesting enough for like a story wise for people to get like invested into what's going on, you know.
And
Mm-hmm.
for
So I
you to
always
be
try to,
invested in being and having
yeah,
fun.
yeah, but like also like, well, I do love games like Witcher, play my own. I don't know how the hell I would do that for like if I usually stream for 3 hours, one of those hours is going to be me riding around the horse. So it's like, how do I do that and keep things interesting? What do I talk about there when there's just nothing really going on, you know? So when I see people play this type of game, I'm like, I don't know how you guys do that, but good on you, because I don't think I could do that, at least not now. I try to stick to like linear games or like they're open games, like they're not super open, like game like for example, like you know, keep bringing up like game like Yakuza, where it's an open, but the map is very compact. It doesn't take long to get to the interesting stuff. There's always something to do, like in between, either like mini games or whatever, or like side quests. They're always like in this compact area to do stuff, rather than like, oh, there's a side quest I could do that's like an hour away. It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I ride my horse for an hour
Hmm.
and hope something interesting happens in the meantime.
This is a question that we've had like in the past before, and it gets brought up every once in a while. Is how do you determine what games to play on stream and off stream?
That is a good question, because like I'm having a struggle with that right now actually, because someone in my community was very generous enough. I think they were here earlier. My regulars Douglas. He was very generous enough to give me the RE4 remake. I was like, oh cool, I've been wanting to play this for a while, but now this is in this weird spot where like I really want to play this game, but I know I have to stream it. But I've been going through the Resident Evil remake games already, and I'm only on the second one still. Just like, ew. Like, do I just push to beat these games so I could get to 4, or just keep at my usual pace, you know? So it's always hard to choose which games I to stream and which games I play my own, because there's always the point where like I really want to play this new game I got, but I have to wait, you know? And that's how I know exactly it's going to be in the future with all the new games coming out, which ones I should play on stream, which ones I want to play on my own, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I
actually there's
like
there's some
Starfield is one of those games. It's like,
yeah.
would this be a good stream game, or do I want to play this on my own? You know, like.
Mm-hmm. Holocure, for example, is a game that I really like playing on stream, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's a vampire survival like. So it's like 20-30 minutes of just doing the same thing. Is this interesting for people to watch? So maybe a few streams, yes, but then stuff like this or Honkai Star Rail or games that I kind of enjoy more playing off stream. and then I can watch some YouTube videos or listen to a podcast or something at the same time.
I guess like for new games like that, we could like doing like a one-off where like I'll play the first 3 hours of
Hmm.
this game and be like, all right, that's
Exactly.
what I'm playing on stream, but I'm gonna be playing the rest on my own.
Exactly. Yes. Because
But then
on stream, I really like playing short games, indie
mm,
games, things like 1, 2, 3 sessions, and that's it. You're done with the game. You can move on, play something else.
I tend to play like either like I wouldn't exactly call them. At least they're niche for Twitch, like games like because I've been playing like the No More Heroes games on stream, and
Hmm.
like there's not like a lot of people watching the No More Hero games. And, like I think the last time I looked it up, there's like no one else streaming it. No More Heroes 3, but it's like, well, you know what? I like the games. I like showing them to people, and they're really fun and cool. And they're not, and they're since they're like they're linear hack and slash. They're not incredibly long. They're like 10, 12 hours max.
That is something I really consider a lot of times. That I want to show this game to the viewers. I want to show it
Ex-
to more people.
exactly. Like that's exactly I totally feel the same. Like a lot of the games like I've already played before, but like I like this game enough where I want people to like another the one that's gonna be coming up soon is like me playing the second KOTOR game, which is like for
Mm.
me is such a fascinating topic of this because there's so many interesting topics in there in terms of, like talking about like either like Star Wars in general or like specifically that game. That's like for me it's super fast. I've already played the game. I already know what happens in it. But I know some people in my community who haven't seen it before, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to show them like this cool stuff and have like these interesting conversations about like some of the topics and themes in the game. Like just have like kind of like a podcast. So like this, I want to talk about this specific thing, and just like have share my general thoughts on it, and see
Hmm.
how people react to those topics and what goes on in the story.
I think I've been while we were talking, I've been thinking about the stream setbacks and what I'm trying to say. And I think all of the things that we talked about today, if it's what game to play it on stream or off stream, play with people or alone, what tags to use, what um, technical issues, mental stuff behind the scenes, all of those things together are a lot. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot more than what it seems. Like it seems like, hey, just stream 3 hours and we're having fun. But then after the stream and before the stream, there's so much to do and so much that involves other people. And I think the more decisions you need to make and the more people you need to involve, the more strain is putting on you. And I wish it would be simpler and easier, but it's not because you want cooler streams. Like yesterday, I did a D&D. I had to schedule with 5 people, and then one of them didn't wake up, so we had to do something with that. And then Twitch didn't work for the first 15 minutes, so we need to do something with that. And then before that, I had to make the maps and the story and everything. And then you actually have to do the stream. And doing a D&D session is not just like playing a game. You actually have to actively kind of manipulate the world for the rest of the players, which is obviously harder than a normal game stream. All of that for 3 hours of content, and sometimes you ask yourself, for what? It's not like we have 500 or 1,000 viewers. It's not like we get thousands of subs every month. It's not like we can pay rent with that. So, what with this weird passion of keeping doing that, although the setbacks? Because with all the setbacks and hiatuses and stuff that we talked about, all 3 of us, we still stream. We
Mhm.
still stream. We're still VTubers. What gets us up and running? Keep doing that. Although, let's be honest, it's not. I don't know if it pays off.
Well, I think for me, one of the biggest things I remember is like I talked about before is like that moment when I was playing one of my favorite games on stream, and then there's a really emotional thing happened, and then one of the people watching it, who was like one of my regulars now, said, "Wow, that actually made me tear up." I feel like that moment for me was like where it solidified like showing something that really means a lot to me to someone who's never seen it before, and this is something that actually emotionally affected them. And to even add more to that, this is something now a series that they really look forward to seeing more and more of. That they're more
Hmm.
where they never heard of it before, never knew anything about it, and now even though they themselves have said, "Well, I can't really play it myself because I don't really have the cash to like spend on playing this to buy this game or like have the hardware to run it,"
but now they're like looking forward to like seeing the games, like watching the streams, like seeing how these stories unfold, and like and it's like that to me that makes it worth it because like I was able to get someone interested into a series that means a lot to me, you know. And I get to hang out with people. I get to show people more games I think are cool. Have these conversations with people, meet new people, make more friends within the community. Like I said this before in my own like tweets stuff where like I know I probably won't get to the point where I'm like making $100 or thousands of dollars or whatever a month, but I have made all these new friends, and to me that's more worth it than anything else because I have people, I have more people I can talk to, hang out with, have conversations with, just like have real friendships and relationships with, you know. So to me that was worth it more than anything else that could have happened.
I think I agree with everything. Yeah.
Mm.
Introducing yourself, your humor, your games, the story, things that you love, introducing that to other people. That's something that really gets me up. Actually, Nyx, do you want to show my clip?
Yes. I wanted to do this one earlier, but then we got sidetracked, and then more sidetracked, and even more sidetracked. I like went into your clips and was like, it needs to be this one. So
Tell
You
me
ready?
when you
Okay.
start. Yes.
1, 2, 3.
By the way, I've been thinking, green hair? We better here, right? Huh? What do you say, green hair? Oh, look at my head. Bird rap, bird rap, bird rap. I was a bird. You thought it was a bird? It was a goat all along. I became a tree. The tree was the friendship we made along the way.
I like saw that, and I'm just like, we've had 2 clips from me that I picked out that have just been you singing. Like last week one's was also a singing one too.
I've been singing a
was it
lot
me
on the
screaming?
stream. So actually this game is perfect for what we talked about today. A Short Hike is a game that is both very small, indie, not a lot of people know it. It's a beautiful game that I really wanted to introduce to people, but it's also a game that I played before. So it's getting this content that Twitch viewers don't usually see. I did voice acting, I did go and do shenanigans like this bird rap every once in a while. But I got some people saying stuff like, this game is boring, can you play something else?
What?
And it really puts you down because I don't want to play. One person was like, Mimic, can you play some mainstream games? And I don't want to play Apex or Val. This is what I like. This is the game that I like. And I want you to learn about that game.
I totally get like exactly what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Just what you said.
If
This
a
is what you
friend
said,
invites me to collab in Apex on their stream, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll definitely do that. But my own like,
Yep.
I don't really want to I don't want to play multiplayer games. I like playing my single player games on my streams. I like having these story experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's why I always like, even though I see other people label the streams like, oh, we're doing Overwatch today, or like, oh, today is against today. I like to like my streams are always like labeled in parts, like part 1, part 2, because like this is a series for this game. So when like people can like, this is the entire series for the fucking, I don't know, Alan Wake or something. Like this is the Alan Wake series, so they're all labeled part 1, part 2, part 3. You know, because we're going through a story, we're going through a series together. So for me, that's the type of vibe I want to foster with my streams.
And I also think of YouTube later. I'm gonna have this
exactly
whole game on YouTube. If I'm gonna have the 100th session of Valorant on YouTube, who's gonna watch that? Nobody cares.
That's totally exactly what you like. That's totally exactly. Also, like they're already pre-labeled for me too. So it's like, well, I already labeled it part 1. So when I upload it to YouTube, I don't need to change the title or anything. It's already there.
It's convenient, yeah.
Convenient. Just gotta like take out the highlight part, but then other than that, it's like, yeah, then there it is. Yeah, that's why I vibe more with those types of games. Because for me, it's like I get more invested in that than be like, all right, guys, time to play Apex, and then I shoot this guy, and then I lose, and then rinse and repeat.
So I took on myself to be more honest with my viewers. Someone tells me something like, when that person told me, Mimic, this game is boring. I said, well, I enjoy the game. And then I said, why don't you play more mainstream games? And I said, because I'm not a 12-year-old. I don't enjoy those mainstream games. I enjoy those indie casual games. This is what we're doing today. Strap in for a whole stream of this. And that's kind of saying without saying, hey, you don't like this channel? Go to a different channel. That's the channel. You're not gonna come in here and tell me what to stream. There's a big confusion between television and streaming. People assume that this is a combination, right? You can tell me stuff, I might do them. You can affect the stream. You can tell me choose this, choose that. But it's not 100%. A Mimic, play Apex, play Valorant, play Minecraft, do this, do that, get me on voice chat. You need me on voice. No, I don't need you on voice chat. I don't know you. You don't like this stream? Go to a different stream.
It's always so interesting how people can easily just go in your chat and say, switch your game, I want to see you play something else. Because at the end of the day, it's not their stream. They shouldn't they shouldn't say that in general to anyone. It doesn't matter who. They just shouldn't say that to anyone.
Isn't it the same as like being a writer, an author, and someone tells you, hey, you should write that story. I have a story for you. You have to write that story. Go and write it yourself.
I get that all the time from my family. They're like, you should write about us. I'm like, what?
Oh my God. You're right.
It's like, there's not something I want to write about, though. Like,
People do that? Yes, they do.
This would make a great story for you. It's like, it's not the story I want to write, though.
Sometimes my family would like, hey, you should work at this, I don't know, thing. And I'm like, I have a job. But you need to do this. You need to be that person. You need to be that one. People just throw things at you, what you need to do. What about what I want to do? It's your dream. Don't dump it on me. Do it yourself.
I surprisingly never had the experience of someone coming to my stream to me to play another game. I think because I've already fostered it as someone who just plays single player games. Like, well, that's already.
It's not common. It's really not common. It's not common at all. But whenever that does happen, it's kind of annoying. It's like a needle in a haystack.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can imagine that can get to you. I know it would probably get to me because I probably thought something like, no, this is the game I'm playing. This is how it's gonna be. If you don't like it, oh well.
Logos boy, true that. Oh, when I say a needle in a haystack, I mean the opposite. I mean it's like you let's say a needle in a pillow. Because you sleep on a pillow and suddenly there's a needle inside.
Gotcha. Yeah. Just again, for me, like the biggest thing is like find games you enjoy, stream them. If you're just streaming games because they're popular, eventually that's not gonna work. Like eventually that's gonna just be like burn you out on it, I love Baldur's Gate. I know it's popular. I'm probably not gonna stream it because the way I'm playing it, like that would be all I would be streaming, or it'd take me like a year or take me like 2 years to beat. And the streams itself wouldn't be very interesting if I'm just like an hour of me sneaking around stealing explosive barrels for a trap I'm setting. Wow, me doing that was cool. No one's gonna enjoy watching that because it's just me sneaking around, getting caught, reloading my save, sneaking around, getting caught. It's like this is it for 2 hours. Like that's not exciting. That's not good content.
They said that Baldur's Gate is about 42 hours long, so I can finish that in roughly 50 hours, I'd say. But I don't know if I can do like 5-6 streams of long streams, 7-8 hours of that.
I guess it's that long.
It's so hard.
Only the main objectives.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess it's that long. You just do the main because
I'm not going to do full completion on stream. That's gonna be hella boring for chat.
Oh yeah, but I'm not like 100%. But I like doing the side quests and stuff, and exploring, and I'm at like 154 hours. I'm like, streaming that would have taken me 4 fucking ever.
They say 116 hours to 100% completion.
So that would have taken me 4 fucking ever to get to this point. Like, yeah. I mean, when I know a game's like long enough, I'm like, I'm probably gonna do some of this stuff off screen, like some of the like side quests and stuff where I enjoy doing them, but I know people want to see the main story. Like, all right, I'll do some of these side quests on my own, so I can get like the experience and stuff for the main story stuff.
Oh, RPG Reki has a good a quote from Starzinski. If you tell me about some plot idea, I'll just make it will just make me not use it regardless if I was planning to use it or not, because it will create legal trouble. That is true. That is also true.
Mhm.
Well, you can't imagine my family suing me for that, but I do see the point.
Yeah, you never know.
You never. It's like, son, I won because I'm with the cut. It's like, what?
It's my idea. You just use. It's actually bringing something funny in writing, because sometimes I would write something and then a few years later, a game or an anime would use a plot that's very similar, and I'm thinking, oh my god, they just used my idea. What do I do now? This happens. And this, for example, I used a music from Dova Syndrome on my D&D sessions, and then recently, a big streamer started using that for their streams, that same music. And I'm thinking, no, everybody will say that I stole it. I was streaming with that music like half a year ago.
That's so funny and interesting too. I feel like a lot of people. I personally, there's a couple of things that I've streamed, and after like putting it onto like TikTok and everything, a lot of other streamers started playing, and I'm just like, oh, there's suddenly an influx of people playing it. And one of my friends goes to me, he's like, I'm pretty sure they saw your stream and then took the idea and they went to play it.
Oh, that's so awesome to hear.
But
When
since
I
it's
write Japanese web novels.
since it is 10, what? So
Do you want to see? Do you want to show your clip before that?
oh, that's right. I forget.
We got Nyx's clip. Nyx's funny clip of the week.
Wait. I'm gonna turn my audio down just a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit.
I'm not. You're gonna get full Nyx in your ear.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
I'm gonna show it again. Nice.
Showing it again. The funniest thing about this was I went to go open the door, but in my mind I said someone's gonna be in there, because I had just opened the closet door and I told myself someone's gonna be in there. I opened the closet, no one's in there, so I was like, okay, someone has to be in the bathroom. Then I open the bathroom and I still scream. I have so many screaming ones because I mostly play horror games.
Amazing that you can still play them with your screaming.
Oh, 100%. It's just so fun. It's just fun. That's what I like.
So
I was muted. Whoopsie.
Oh.
Oh.
I have a couple good screamer ones as well. Anytime I play like a horror game, it's like I'm always like, expecting like people have their finger on the clip button. Like, all right, when is it gonna happen?
Nice. So you wanna wrap this up with our weekly goals?
Yes, but let's first. Did we do our last goals? Our goals from last week?
Well,
Mimic.
well, my goal was to do a running stream, like run with someone else's voice chat, but this week has been so busy with so many things and D&D and schedules that I actually didn't do it. But it's still in my community goal, so it's gonna happen eventually. I do believe that you don't need to break your head for a goal, so I'm going to change my weekly goal to something else. I'm not gonna keep saying that I'm gonna do that and not do it. If I didn't do it last time, maybe we have a different issue we have to solve. So I'll choose a different goal this time. It was too hot.
I
Your
had one.
favorite
I
people.
forgot.
Hello, Yuki.
I forgot.
Your goal was to.
I-
I looked at before the stream.
Oh, my goal was updating like my Twitch and Twitter and all
Oh,
of that.
polishing your Twitch stuff.
Polishing,
right.
yes. I have a new what's it called? Banner?
A header, yeah. A
Header.
header.
Banner? I made a new banner. And I changed it on both my Twitch and my Twitter.
Nice. Well done.
That took so long. That took way too long to do.
You get
There's some
extra
more.
points.
There's more things that I want to do, but I think that was something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and so I got it done with first. Another thing I want to do is like I've been working on it, but I just haven't been able to. Is like updating my profile picture because it's very grainy, and now that I have better software to do it with, I want to upgrade it so it's not so grainy. But then like it takes so long to cut 2 photos in half, have them be the same exact size, and line up nicely. That's my biggest issue, is just cutting it and then combining them so that it's 2 good sized photos that look good and aren't grainy.
So what kind of weekly goals are you gonna do this time? And Morgana, we are choosing every week a small goal related to something we talked about. Maybe something that's like a good opportunity to do this week.
Makes sense. Okay.
And you're gonna choose as well.
For myself or for what?
Yeah,
For
for you.
yourself, yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I was like, is this like a challenge we give each other, or what's going on?
So for
Okay,
me,
gotcha.
I'm gonna try new tags, like completely new tags.
Oh, try new tags. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna follow discovery page, or let's say analyze. Follow. I'm going to check out the discovery page on Twitch a bit more, and follow on that on where I get viewers from, and try to use that to learn what kind of things to stream, how to improve, and so on.
What about you, Morgana?
I think for my goal, I'm gonna try to be more consistent with getting more stuff on YouTube, like my VODs and making some new shorts and stuff from some clips I got recently, and maybe trying out some new tags on Twitch and seeing how they work out.
Nice.
See how
I'll
that
put
all
it in the
plays
group.
out.
And as for next week, we're gonna be on Wednesday on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
And as for now, what's your plans after this? Epicmorgana, what's your next stream gonna be?
Oh, my next stream? What's today? Thursday. So probably gonna be tomorrow. I'll be streaming some more. Actually, I haven't decided if I want to stream more Resident Evil this week, so I could get to 4. I'm probably gonna do that. I'm probably gonna stream some more Resident Evil tomorrow. Oh, thank you for another shout out, Nyx. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to get through the Resident Evil remake games this weekend, so I can start 4 soon. So probably tomorrow's stream is RE2 remake.
As for me, I'm going to stream right after this, actually. I was supposed to have collabs. They are not happening. Instead, I'm going to keep playing the Cosmic Will Sisterhood, and
That looks
we're
like a
going to
fun game.
complete. It's an amazing game, and last time it went into politics, witch politics, and I'm like, okay, let's do witch politics. So I'm gonna do that, and I assume the game is gonna be completed today. We'll see. If last streams were 5 hours, if the game is gonna be completed in like 30 minutes, that's gonna be very disappointing. But because I feel like I saved in the last parts of the game. So we'll see when that ends. Maybe I'll play some Holocure or something after that. But definitely we're going to aim for finishing the game today.
Ooh. As for me, the rest of the day, I have some things I have to do at the school, which is why the podcast was at this time. And then my next stream is I realized I did my schedule wrong. I put my schedule to be at 8 p.m. CST tomorrow for my next stream. And I was like, wait, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. So my stream is going to be earlier in the day. I'm going to continue playing Subnautica. Because I am very much addicted.
Nice.
You should play that with a scuba diver thingy on your face.
Give yourself a little
Snorkel.
Yeah, snorkel.
I have a little pirate suit.
Arg.
That is my closest one.
Yar. I already got it.
Yes. So a little bit on that is I did hit 500 the other day. And so
Wow, congratulations!
Yo, let's go.
Happy
Nice.
birthday to you.
Oh my gosh.
500.
I did hit 500 the other day, and so I am currently planning a karaoke stream within the next few weeks.
Karaoke. Ooh.
Yes.
Follow Nyx if you're not following.
I'll listen to some karaoke.
And also to everyone, make sure to check out our new community, VT Here's the link, where we have a channel dedicated for Nameless Vtuber Podcast, where you can go in after the show and just add a command. You do it. Wait, you're not a mod. You know what? Command
Just add
add VT Check out our new VTuber community at tinyurl.com/VTwiz. Oh my god, it happened.
It worked! Look at that!
Let's go!
I've been meaning to do that and go into Stream Elements and actually do it, because I don't know how to do it from here.
Magic.
That is great.
Just gonna fix the link. VT Wiz. I'm gonna be there later in a voice chat that you're chilling if anyone wanna join and speak in voice chat. Also yesterday we captured our first bot who joined and they were banned immediately. Let's go. Yes. It was my fault. They got into my stream and asked, "Do you have Discord?"
Oh my gosh.
They joined both Discords. And they failed the entrance exam and got banned, both of them.
So let's see. What is I need a command for our podcast raid.
Podcast raid.
Podcast raid.
Command add
Well, before
podcast
we
raid.
close off, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me to this. It was a very cool experience. I've never been part of a podcast before, so thank you for that new experience. And also,
Of
really cool hanging
course.
about with you and Mimic and all the lovely people in chat. So yeah, I really do appreciate you guys inviting me for this. Very cool.
Thank you so much for joining us, Epicmorgana. It was really a pleasure to have you.
It was my pleasure.
Yes. I'm glad that we got a time worked out.
Yes, I will be definitely going back to go back to sleep after this.
Yeah, sleep sounds good. I wish I could do that, but I'm just gonna be chugging some coffee in a little bit.
Oh boy.
Boom, we got an MVP raid command.
Yes.
Nice to know you. Thank you, Errol. Very appreciate that. It was very nice hanging out and meeting some new people today.
Of
Yeah,
course.
definitely.
And we are gonna go ahead and raid out to Even Square, who was a prior guest on the show, who is currently, what is he playing? Valorant. He is currently playing Valorant.
Oh my god, we spoke so much against these games. Now we're rating someone who plays them. Look at that!
Everyone go ask him for a maid stream. A maid outfit stream.
I thought I heard mate, and I was very concerned. I was like, sorry, what?
Maid
A mate
outfit.
stream? A mate outfit.
Okay.
Alright, we will see
Bye,
everyone
everyone. Thank you so
next
much.
time.
Bye.
Wednesday.
Bye.
We'll see
Wednesday
you.
on the Mix channel.
Have a good day, everyone.